Boom, and we're live with my pal Vinny Shoreman and 8-time world Muay Thai champion Liam Harrison.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. Great to be here. Great to see you guys,
Yeah, we
too.
love it.
Listen, man, I'm a big fan of all combat sports, but I really believe that if there's one sport that doesn't get its due, it's Muay Thai. I really don't understand why it hasn't taken off in America. I don't get it. I love boxing. Boxing's a lot of fun. I think Muay Thai is twice as fun.
Yeah, it's twice as hard as well, I think. I mean, I've fought pro boxing and I've had over 100 Muay Thai fights. It's definitely a lot harder. I mean, it is getting more mainstream now along with the MMA because most of the top MMA fighters are doing Muay Thai for the stand-up, but it's still not where it needs to be and nowhere near.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think what puts a lot of people off Muay Thai is the maybe the 2-minute break. And also the
2-minute break in between rounds?
Yeah, and the traditional music and stuff like that. People find that hard to take too, really, which is... I mean, I love it, so I don't see that problem, but I can see outside the box with that as well. So.
Well, I feel like the 2-minute break gives guys more of a chance to recover, which makes the fights more exciting. You have more energy. And I don't care about the dance, the Y crew. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but you're a fan, aren't you? You're a martial arts fan. I mean, to sit down and watch
I am, but watch
and...
baseball. Baseball's so fucking
exactly.
boring.
Rounders.
It's crazy how boring it is.
A lot of shows in England now, they've started to cut out all the traditional stuff. There's no Ramu, no white crew. You just get in the ring, you face off, bell goes, go straight away. So they're trying to cut little aspects of it out just to make it more media fan-friendly, really.
Yeah, we should probably explain to people that don't know what we're talking about, though. The dance that they do, it's called the white crew, right?
Yeah, the Ramwai.
And it's what is the headband that they put on? What is that?
The Monkong.
That's the Monkong. Yeah. And when you're doing the dance, the idea is like to warm up.
Yeah, there's lots of different reasons why. There's different camps believe different things. It's mainly to do with Buddhism. You're sealing the ring and then taking, paying respect to your gym, your coaches, your parents, etc. Isn't it, Liam?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy doing it. It sort of prepares me mentally for what's about to happen. I've done it in nearly all my 108 fights. Only the odd one or two where I've missed it when that's only been because I've been told by the promoters, right, no runaway. I enjoy doing it, but like Vinny said, like some people who come to watch it, they just want to see fights. They don't want to see that aspect of the sport as well. They just want to see people getting torn up.
And in case anybody didn't catch that through that dense accent, he just said 108 fights. That's fucking crazy, man. That's a lot of fights.
It is for a Westerner, but like a lot of the Thais I'm coming across, they're all 200, 300 plus. I remember last year I fought a Thai, and they said, "Oh, Liam's had 100 fights." That is a lot, what do you think? And he said, I'd had 100 fights when I was 15 years old.
Wow.
That was Singh Damu who said that about it. So
100 fights when he was 15. How's that even possible?
I'm not sure.
They must have been fighting every week.
And
yeah, 52 weeks a year.
Well, it's a living, isn't it? So if they don't eat, they don't. If in Thailand, if you don't fight, you don't eat. So see ya. There's no welfare or anything like that. So they have to do that.
I had former UFC champion Pat Miletich in yesterday, and we were talking about Muay Thai and how crazy it is that this one place, Thailand, developed this completely effective style. Like they changed the way people fight. Yeah. I mean, they really did.
Yeah, they did.
If you look at all the other martial arts, whether it's karate or kung fu or anything else, like they figured it out.
Yeah, without a doubt. But what's happening now is as well, the Westerners are starting to catch them up now. I mean, remember the first time I went to Thailand, not many people were going and not many people knew about fighting that Thai way. More and more Westerners now are going to live there. They're staying there for long periods of time. They're getting it down, and I can compete with the top level Thais now.
Wow.
Before, like back in the day, there might have been like only Ramon Decker, Danny Beale, obviously John Wayne Parr, them guys who were
Ronnie
do
Green
it.
as well from England.
Yeah, Ronnie Green from England. But now there's a lot, especially around Europe, French fighters, top level, British guys. We've got Danny McGowan in England, he's doing it. I mean, we are starting to really compete with people on top level now.
Is Muay Thai more popular in Europe than it is in America?
Yeah. There's massive shows on in Europe every weekend.
Really?
I mean, in America, there's like the main one's Lion Fight.
Yeah.
We've got like 2 or 3 huge promotions in England now. Yokkao, there's Tanko. The French, they have massive shows on every weekend with top level fighters on. All over Poland and everywhere. He's getting huge.
I'm a big fan of Lion Fight, but it seems to me that there's a lot of times where these guys come over and they're fighting someone that really doesn't belong in there with them. And you get to see like a Lurdzilla or something like that.
That would be absolutely ridiculous.
That fight
the guy's
was crazy.
first fight against a guy who's had 400 fights, like one of the best Thai champions of this era.
Yeah, and his first ever professional Muay Thai
and look
fight,
what happened, he got his head ripped off.
Yeah.
That's the difference between Yokkao and everything else, you know. They do it in such a way that the matchmaking, Brian Calder, who does the matchmaking, our friend, the fights are like really always competitive, which I really enjoy.
And you've been doing commentary for them for how long?
I've been doing commentary for Yokkao since 2011. I met Stefania when I was working for It's Showtime, and she asked me to work for them.
I still have some of the old It's Showtime on my old. I have a DVR in my gym that's like fucking 10 years old, and I still have your voice.
Right.
Yeah, screaming
about
out over some.
I'm sorry about that.
It's great.
You know what? As I've I was going to say as I've matured, but after the shenanigans we've got up to in the past, you'd be surprised. But no, it's Yokkao's gone from strength to strength. And It's Showtime offshoots like Glory and Fusion, who I work for now. They're so healthy at the minute.
Yeah.
It's so healthy, kickboxing and Muay Thai.
Well, it's so high level.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, I mean, I've sat down and thought about this alone by myself for hours on end, trying to think, like, what would be the way to get Muay Thai more popular in America? Because me, as a person who loves combat sports, I look at Muay Thai and I'm like, this is the pinnacle of striking sports. It's the most exciting to me. I like the clinch. I like the elbows. I love kickboxing. I love Glory. But I feel like there's something missing with that. Like just the stuff that you were showing me today with all the trips and the sweeps and all that stuff that's eliminated from Glory.
The thing is with Liam as well, though, because he's got a fan-friendly style. He's not particularly a clincher, but he's crash, bang, wallop and 150 mile an hour. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm his biggest fan. I mean, if you listen to the commentary, it's totally 100% biased. And I don't fucking care. I love the kid, you know what I mean? I've known him since he was 15.
I'm on my back up floor, and he's like, look how well he's lying down. Oh, he's doing it great.
He wear them anklets smashing, he does. But, for me, it's his style that makes it exciting,
Yes.
I think that with the TV
the
thing, I think to get it more popular, you need to pick and choose what fights you're putting on the TV, I think.
Yeah.
If you just put like a random show on with like 3 like fights that are terrible but one's okay, you need to, instead of it being live, maybe like pick and choose some good fights, get it out there, get people talking about it, make them think, wow, did you see that? Did you see them elbows? Did you see all that blood? See them sweeps? That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's what I do personally. But
I feel like if a network like Fox took a chance and had one Saturday night and they promoted it and then we're going to show you the most dangerous stand-up strikers on the planet Earth. Like, you might think that professional boxers are the most dangerous strikers, but they literally wouldn't last 2 rounds. They'd get their legs kicked out from under them. They'd get kneed in the body and elbowed in the face. They'd get cut up and clinched and thrown to the ground. It's just a better style of fighting. And a guy like you on TV would be a whole lot of fun. I'm a big fan of the way you fight, man. You fight like you got rabies.
it's like what Vinny said. I've always had that type of style, but you know what? Sometimes I've probably lost fights on points because of wanting to go for the kill when probably if I'd have changed my game plan, I probably could have won, but that's just not what I'm about. I get in there and people coming to watch me fight and paying their hard-earned money to come and watch me fight. They want to see me smash someone's leg. They want to see me knock someone out. They want to see, even if it goes a distance, they want to see me put it all in there. And people are paying their money for that. So I feel like I've got a moral obligation to give them that. I mean, I can fight technical as well. I've had lots of fights in the past where I've just gone in with that game set and I've schooled top-level fighters. But I don't like doing that. I want to get in there and I want to
I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like you doing that either. I'm not going to be,
you don't like when he fights technical?
Listen, we can't do any wrong in my eyes. You know what I mean? You can't. You know what I mean? Oh, Liam's killed a family for nothing. They must have done something to upset him. But no, I just think that his style, the way that the show that I work on regularly, Yokkao. I mean, to have that level of, it's matchmaking. See, Muay Thai is like anything. If it's done well, it's beautiful. If it's done badly, it's
right.
It's
including boxing. Like one of the reasons why we were talking about the Gennady Golovkin Canelo Alvarez fight. I mean, one of the reasons why we're so looking forward to the fight, not just because the first fight was so great, because stylistically, you look at the way those two guys fight. Like, how could this be a bad fight? It's impossible.
It can't. Now they're both saying they're going to both change different game plans and stuff, and it's got everyone thinking again, oh well, what is going to happen this time?
There's no change. Someone's going to get hit, and it's going to be guns blazing.
Team GGG.
Yeah.
Team GGG. We've been to hunt him, haven't we?
We were looking for him over there at Big Bear.
Yeah, you guys went stalking like fangirls.
100%.
Sat in a restaurant where he eats. Where he came over and said, oh, what would you like? I went, I'll have what GGG has, please.
Yeah, it's true.
The GGG special.
Yeah. And when we was in there, we were sat there, and Liam was like across from me, and I went, there's Tom Loeffler. And he went, who's it? I went, it's GGG's manager. And they were getting all chairs out and stuff, setting these chairs out for, and I thought, he's going to arrive.
I couldn't eat my food. I got so excited. I pushed my plate away. I can't eat it. Can't eat it.
He's going to be here any moment now.
And we were sat there for ages and he didn't turn up.
Well,
But we met Freddie Roach the day before.
Freddie Roach is a
What
sweetheart.
a guy.
Amazing
What a
guy.
guy. What a guy.
He's a real sweetheart.
Yeah.
you
He
know?
took us down and let us watch sparring and stuff, and we were like,
Yeah.
But it wasn't even that. He's like stood with us for like half an hour. We were talking about boxing. He was like interested in when I were fighting and stuff like that. He didn't have to be like that. Do you know what I mean? And I bet he gets people walking in there all the time, like wanting to meet him and stuff. But he took time out talking to Vinny about all different other types of fights. Let us watch some top level fighters spar, and he was like really interested.
Yeah,
like
great guy.
Absolute legend.
He's very genuine.
Yeah.
I got to interview him back when he was training George St. Pierre, when George St. Pierre was under him, and he's just as down to earth as you or any, just a regular guy.
yeah, he's a good guy, man.
Yeah.
He was over the moon to meet him.
And man, talk about a guy who's been around the world and seen it all. That guy, training Pacquiao and fuck, man.
And you know what? I thought he said something about, I don't know whether Pacquiao's going to train with him for this fight. And he kind of likes, and he was so engaging and endearing about Pacquiao, wasn't he? Saying, oh, Pacquiao plays basketball, even though he's been with him 16 years. And he's just gone, oh, well, if he goes and does something else or he finds another trainer, he was like, oh, well, he likes basketball.
Yeah.
It's just a...
He don't give a fuck. He's
No.
got money. He doesn't give a shit. And, his health has been such an issue over the last few years. He has trauma-related Parkinson's, which has got to be very interesting when you're, training fighters and you realize, like, you're suffering from fighting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just meeting him, that's made my whole trip, meeting him and just seeing how grounded and down to earth he is. Honestly, I just couldn't believe it.
Have you gone to Wildcard Gym yet?
Yeah, that's where we went.
That's where we went.
that's where you went.
That's
Yeah.
where we went.
Oh, okay,
We
yeah.
watched what were his name? George Camboso Jr.
Yeah, the kid from Australia.
Watch out for
good
him.
guy.
14-0.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Sharp.
Really next
sharp.
big
And
thing
lovely
from
fellow
Australia,
as well.
definitely.
It's crazy, too, when you go up to that gym, you hear so much about it. You're like, yeah, it's about as big as this room.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not a big fucking gym.
We were sweating and all sorts, weren't we, on the way up?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a legendary spot,
Yeah, it's a great place.
So you're in America doing some seminars.
Yeah. Fire, Fury, Focus seminars. Vinny's doing all his NLP mind coaching stuff for an hour and a half, and then I take over and do all the physical aspects, Muay Thai, all the little tricks and sweeps, some of the stuff that I was showing you there, stuff that I've used throughout my career to help me get to where I am.
And NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, NLP, but it's mainly to language and things, tricks that I've picked up from over the years. Not all NLP, It's a little bit of hypnosis, hypnotic language, blah, blah, blah. So,
Right.
and it gets them in a learning state. So what I do is I prepare them in a learning state, give them confidence, build them up so they can start to take on what Liam teaches. So it's a double whammy, really. So he teaches some brilliant techniques, as you're aware, and then I just do my bit to get them where they have to get to.
Before I met you, I thought that hypnosis was for idiots. I thought you
So
have
did
to
I.
be. I thought you'd have to be a dummy. I'm like, yeah, you ain't getting me with that shit.
Same.
And then when you hypnotized me, I was like, wait a minute, this is real? Wow. But I tried to explain it to people. I'm like, it's not what you think. It's not like you don't know where you are, you don't know what's going on, all of a sudden your pants are off. It's not like that. It's like you achieve this weird state of mind that you're aware.
You do it.
Yes.
Yeah, all I do is guide it. You do it.
Yeah.
And then the client does it, like whether I do it with you or actors. We've got an actor friend called Mike Parr, who I've been working with, who loves it, and Warren Brown people.
Does he use it to help his acting?
Yeah, he did. He mentioned me on a program called This Morning, which is a daytime show in England, and he went on it. He's in a soap opera called Emmerdale. He's known Liam a long time and known me less time because I'm not.
He's your biggest fan, by the way.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
your
yeah?
biggest fan.
What's up,
Hey,
brother?
Mike.
Yeah,
What's up, Mike?
There you go. He made his year.
Yeah. So yeah, and I've done work with him, and since going on your show, which I really do appreciate it, because my work's gone from a businesswoman of the year, CEOs, and everyone now it's just gone crazy because they needed a convincer, and you was it. So thanks very much.
Well, it's legit. I'll tell you right now. I mean, I don't know about other people, but you know how to do it.
Thank you.
Again, it gave me some very interesting understanding about the mind and thought processes and how it works. And that expression that you like to use all the time, hakalau.
Hakalau.
I think about that. Explain what that is to people.
Hakalau is increasing your peripheral vision. It's increasing your awareness just by basically cutting off your chitter chatter that goes on in your mind. If you see Liam when he fights, before he fights, he pushes his gloves together and goes into hackalouders every single time. What that does, when I haven't shown you that yet, but I will show you later on if you wish, is you anchor the gloves. So you anchor a positive state in the gloves, and you push them together, and you find hackalow, and it just gets you in a, well, you can explain it.
What's unique about these seminars is, why I wanted to do them is because I've worked with him myself before, and all the stuff that he's teaching, and I know it works myself. First time I used Vinny, it's the story how it all started. I fought a top level Thai called Anawat Khao Samrit, nicknamed with Iron Hands of Siam. He had like an 80% KO ratio, and I went to fight him in Jamaica. I knew I could beat him, but there were a few aspects that just didn't go right with training. It didn't go right at the time.
Michael Jackson died.
Threw him off.
Honestly,
I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
That fucked my shit up.
Really? It fucked you up when Michael Jackson died?
Oh, yeah, I'm a massive fan. Everyone who knows me knows I'm a massive fan.
We like that. He's out of my life.
But I'm not blaming Michael Jackson for losing that fight.
No, but you really were. You were a massive Michael Jackson fan.
Massive,
That's
yeah.
Did you ever come out to his fights? Did you ever walk
Smooth
out
Criminal,
music?
Bad. Yeah, of course. But
Nice.
I fought this Thai champion in Jamaica. Like I say, a few things didn't go right, and he smashed me to pieces. It was the first time I ever got stopped. I knew I could beat him. Though I'm good at reading fighters. I knew I could beat him, so I begged and begged and begged for the rematch. And promoter brought it about 6-7 months later. Brought him to England, MEN Arena, massive show, biggest show the country's ever seen. And Vinny had spoke to me before in the past. Said, "Do you ever want to do a little bit of work?" And I was like, "I'm mentally strong. I'm mentally strong. I don't need to." But to build up to that fight, I thought, you know what? I'm going to train as hard as I've ever done before anyway. But there's no point. You can never be too prepared.
Right.
So I said, "Oh, Vinny, can we do a little bit?" And we did loads of different techniques, and we had like key words, like warrior were one of them.
The warrior was the main one.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, now, the reason why Liam was reluctant to work with me is the first time he met me, I stole a wheelchair, drunk. I didn't steal it. I didn't tip anyone who's disabled out of the wheelchair, just for everyone at home.
Fucking Brits.
I know, but I was drunk at a show at Leeds Town Hall. I'm sure his coach Richard Smith remembers, or Lisa. And anyway, so it was a reluctant because I like to mess about, I like to be silly, etc. But he came to me and we worked together. And my take on this story is, I was commentating at the time with a great guy called Rob Cox, who lives in Thailand, who knows everything about Muay Thai. Rob Cox knows everything. Everything. He's the king. Simple. And I was commentating with him. Now, Liam came to me and I wanted to put a word in that would like keep him strong. So it was warrior. Now, what was really weird is I was commentating on you can watch it on YouTube. When I'm commentating on the fight, he looks at me at round 4 because I can see him. And he looks through his trainer, Richard Smith, and Andy House, and his cousin, who's a 5-time world champion as well, so it's in a family. And he looks over at me, and he goes, warrior. He looks straight in my eyes.
I don't even remember doing that either. It was like the state I was in when I was fighting, he couldn't hurt me. Bearing in mind how badly he smashed me to pieces in the first fight, I didn't get hurt with anything. It was like I was in some total state. I was so on point. I was making him miss. I schooled him, really. I beat him pretty convincingly on points.
That's amazing.
And I went to the after party afterwards. I had a bottle of water, sat down, passed out, collapsed. Ambulance came and got me, took me to hospital. I had a really bad concussion.
Wow.
But it just goes like the state I was in the fight, and I didn't feel a thing. Everything just had my eyes. Didn't feel anything. It was weird. It's hard to explain.
You get so emotionally invested in it as well that because I'm his biggest fan. When he came over, he said thank you. I was like,
it was my dad's birthday that day as well. So there were a lot. It was like my dad's birthday.
I know his dad and his family and that, and I was so overwhelmed by it. But look, I mean, it's only one aspect of it. He's got a fantastic coach in Richard Smith and Lisa Smith, we call Horton, Lisa, and all the gangs like Jordan, Badger, Andy, everyone, Steve Campbell, his strength and conditioning. He's got so many people around him. I'm just one little bit. But it was weird because when he went warrior, and I said to him, "Do you remember saying warrior?" He went, "No."
Yeah, I didn't remember it at all. I had to look back at the video and watch it. Oh, yeah.
The concussion probably had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I look back at the video and there's a left hook in round 4. My head nearly goes woo, spins round.
I think that was the one.
That probably it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting that's catching on, mental coaching. It really is. And there's a lot of fighters that used to dismiss it that I know now are using mental coaches. I've had conversations with them before in the past, and I was like, what do you think about sports psychologists? What do you think about mental I don't need that shit. And then years later, a loss or two later, their mind's in a weird place, and then they decide, okay, I need something like that.
Yeah, the thing is, I think that fights are won and lost in the changing rooms. I think that in the locker room, as you say, you know, it's like a tiny bit of anthrax thrown in a reservoir of poison a whole city. And I think that's what it does mentally.
I've seen fighters in the dressing room who I've trained with in the gym, and they have been so strong, had so much power in the gym, they've been the best ever. And I've seen them in the changing rooms, and I've seen them start to go to themselves, it's going to be hard, this, innit?
Yeah.
He's strong, him, innit? And I can see him just starting to deflate and change, and a lot of fighters do have that problem, and
dwarfed by the moment.
Yeah,
it's called.
yeah.
That's a common thing with everything.
It's anxiety.
With any kind of performance, anything where you're doing something that's difficult, but fighting has such dire physical consequences that the overwhelming anxiety and the pressure, just you see it so many times. Guys who are really good fighters, that they have panic attacks in the dressing room. They can't handle it.
It's like interviews as well. I mean, you get such a diverse mix of clients that it's everything. It's what it means to you, isn't it? So that your fight could against whoever the hardest fighters, Thai boxers in the world, like they keep matching you with, and your job or your interview or you, like Mikey, the lines that you have to do or your show. I think it's all relative to you, you know, and anxiety is a big scourge.
Yeah, anytime you have to do anything difficult, anxiety comes into play.
It does.
But it just doesn't come into play in anything remotely, except war. It's like war is like the highest level of it. And then you get below that is like probably police officers and, you know, first responders. Yeah. Then it's fighters.
Indeed.
It's like there's nothing like it. That walk to the fucking ring, you know, I mean, and you're just thinking about, did I do enough? Did I sleep enough? Did I eat right? You know?
Yeah. You see it. I see so many. I think that's why I've kind of got into it as well, you know, with different things. I saw so much potential. See, you know, one of the first times I met him, I was training someone to fight him.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, right, listen, he's only a kid. So what you got to do, get in his face and punch him in the face hard. As often as you can. He'll soon quit. How wrong was I?
I'm only 15.
How old was the other guy?
28.
Oh, Jesus.
What was his name?
Mark Castellane.
Mark from Liverpool,
yeah.
You fought a fucking 28-year-old when you were 15?
Right, I fight at 65 kilo now. My first fight were at 60 kilo when I was 14, so I've always been big for my age. And then when I got to 15, I just stopped growing. So when I was 14, I had like a beard and I looked like a Yeti and all sorts. And I was big in school. So I was having to fight a lot older people. I was having to fight men. And so I was like, I think when I was 14, one of my first fights without any protection on, I had to fight a 28-year-old. And I went my first 29 pro fights, all unbeaten. It wasn't until I fought a Thai champion. And I got a bit of an hiding called Duao that I realised, I have to change up my game plan here and have to go to Thailand and like learn how they do it.
What is the difference? What is the difference when you train in England versus when you train in Thailand and how they fight? What is the difference?
Well, over there, I stayed there for about 18 months in Thailand, and I just lived in the gym like the Thais did. So we woke up in the morning, we went running, came back, bit of pad work, bit of clinch, not too intense in the morning, but then the afternoon session, free in the afternoon, the scorching hot heat, 3 till 6. I mean, most classes in England, there might be, an hour and a half. This were 3 hours, intense. You kick the
second workout of the day.
Yeah. So you're skipping for half an hour, straight off of that, straight on the pads, 7-8 rounds, straight off of that, straight into sparring, straight off of that, straight into clinching with the Thais. And anyone who knows how strong the Thais are clinching as well, it was absolute torture every single day. But I loved it, and I don't think without doing that, don't think I'd have been able to compete with the top level Thais that I have done. Now though, how much Richard has progressed with my gym in England, I feel like we've got so many top level fighters now who are at that level. I feel like I don't have to go over there to do it anymore. We've got the stable in Bad Company now. We've got the knowledge, we've got the experience, and we've got the Andy House and Jordan Watson, young Joe Craven coming through. We've got all these strong animals in the gym that we're probably one of. Well, we are. We have been one of the best gyms in Europe for a long time now.
Now, do you work out the same amount of time? Do you do a morning session and then do a 3-hour afternoon session too?
Yeah, so what I'll do in the morning, I'll go down and probably do kick pads with my boss Richard, and then maybe a bit of play sparring with Jordan or a run. So then in the evening, I've got PTs all day in between this though. That's the only difference.
Personal training?
Yeah. I teach as well, like full time.
Right.
So I might have 5 hours of PTs to do in between all this. So
that's exhausting.
Yeah, it is.
Especially the way you teach.
Yeah.
You get very intense.
I like to be hands-on, and I like to get involved. And it is tiring. I just have to make sure like my diet's on point with stuff like that, because if I have a day where I eat shit and then I'm exhausted and
Right.
I can't get the most out of my second training session. And then I get to 5 o'clock, I'll go run again, kick pads again, and that's when Richard will do like.
So you run twice in a day?
Some days.
Wow.
I don't run far though. I'll do more 5Ks, but fast. The way I see it with Muay Thai, it's explosive stuff. So I do more hill sprints and more sprint work than actual long distance. The only time I do my really long distance is if I need to drop my weight down drastically. But when you're fighting 5 3-minute rounds, it's not a long time. It's like bang, 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 bang. So I do more explosive work, like hill sprints with my strength coach and stuff like that. No plyometric explosive workouts. That's the only thing that's missing in Thailand, really, the strength and conditioning. But a lot of gyms out there now are getting hold of that and changing up there. Like,
Super Pro's doing it where I go with Robbie Timmers and Sharoon, who's trained. Like I just said, that Alistair Overeem's over there, and Badder's been there a few times. A lot of the Dutch go over there in Koh Samui, and they've got a CrossFit place now. They've got like a new sort of MetaFit place.
So have Yokkao as well. They've got it going on now.
Yokkao Centre as well.
I think, and a lot of them.
So a lot of them are catching up, you know, and you know, doing it over there as well. So they're kind of catching up. I know that Bam Chamek, I know that.
Bukau does a lot of
strength and conditioning. And
He
stuff.
looks like he does a lot of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does. I was at his last fight against Johnny Risco, and he lost. Johnny Risco was amazing that night. He was just on him. Didn't give him any rest. But
How long ago was this?
About how long ago?
Last week, wasn't it?
Last week.
Yeah, last week.
How old is Bulkout now?
35, maybe now.
35.
Yeah. So he's coming to the twilight now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a legend, though.
Yeah, he is.
Legendary
He is.
fight.
I got a chance to see him fight in L.A.
Yeah.
When they had, they've had some fights. They tried to do some pay-per-view events and stuff like that out here. It's just for whatever reason it never caught on.
Yeah, we did a Muay Thai in America. And,
when Andy fought.
Yeah, Andy fought twice on it. That's how I met.
They were good shows, them as well.
They were wicked shows.
All real good
Yeah,
fights.
they were wicked shows. That's why I met Brian Dobler, who's our friend who's looked after us here. And
Fontana, California in the house.
yes, sir, double dose. That's where our seminar is on Saturday, our last one. And it was. It's a shame because we love it here, don't we?
Yeah.
We don't want to go
Yeah,
home.
I really wish I could figure out a way to get it to catch on. I just don't understand what's wrong.
I guess it is getting there with the MMA and stuff. Like, I remember the first time I ever fought main event on a show in England, and I got like paid like this much. But now I'm like headlining shows, and I'm getting paid like up there now. So there's a lot of people are saying it's going nowhere. It's going nowhere.
He's bringing that mic in front of you.
I've watched it like go from there right to where it is now in my career, and where it's come from is massive. It's massive gap from where it was. And if it does keep going like this, it will eventually get there, but it's just slowly.
We've always seen much more Muay Thai talent come out of England and out of Europe than we have out of America, for whatever reason. There's been some standout fighters in America, but it's the big shows. There's like a lot of big shows in Europe, and that's just really never been the case here.
Yeah, I mean, like Yokkao is the one now. Everyone wants to fight on Yokkao. I'm nothing to do with the promotion. I'm just a Yokkao fighter, and I get people messaging me all the time. Oh, how do I get to fight on Yokkao? Who do I contact? And I mean, like hundreds of messages all the time of people asking. Like everyone does. That's the show that everyone wants to be on. It's the biggest outside of the main stadium ones in Thailand. The biggest in the world by a country mile.
Do they do internet pay-per-view?
No, they don't, and I think that's something they should look at.
Yeah,
really.
I've said this for ages.
Yeah, because I think because even though it's big, it's small. If that makes sense in numbers that come to the show, it's like 3,000 or something like that, which isn't massive, but it's always jam packed. And I think when you're selling tickets for a show, people say, "Oh, well, I can buy it for like £5 and sit at home and watch it instead." I think
there should be an
wariness.
international then, maybe.
Yeah, GeoBlock.
Yeah,
GeoBlock, because I know that Infusion do that, who I work for.
GeoBlock? What do you mean?
Yeah, that means that you can't watch it in your country.
But everywhere else worldwide. So if you think about everyone in America.
So that people will go to see it.
So you buy
I see
tickets.
what you're saying. Yeah. So where does it air? Does it air on television? Like
no, they bring we do the show, and then they put the fights out, and they kind of feed the fights out over YouTube. And I think they may put it on their Facebook page or their...
But the fights on that show, I mean, every single fight is a war. Every single fight could headline any show around the world.
We have got some right kids coming through. I'm a massive fan of
There's
Stuart
never a
Stabler
boring show, is there?
No.
Ever.
And even when Liam's not on it, which is, obviously the highlight for me because he's my mate and he brings thunder, doesn't he? He's a storm. But we've got some new kids coming through that are just... Like I just mentioned, Stuart Stabler and these Joe Craven and these kids coming through that are just... And watched him taking on his style and taking on their own style, and there's some real dangerous kids coming through.
Now, I would imagine with your style, it's your style is so physically intensive and so aggressive that, like, how well do you monitor your diet?
I have to do with when I'm close to a fight. If I don't, like I say, I'm gonna have no energy. And
Do you cut weight?
Yeah, I used to cut a lot more than I do now. I might do about 8 pounds now, but I might start the fight camp and be only 10 pounds over.
That's nothing crazy.
No, not a lot at all. My last 4 or 5 fights, the day before the weigh-in, I've been on weight without having to get in the sauna or without having to go run in the sweatsuit or anything like that. As I've got older, I've got wiser.
Yeah. Just realized it was draining you too much?
Yeah, of course. Especially as I got older. When I was younger, I could get away with it. I might be able to get in the sauna and lose like 3-4 kilo at the weigh-in and still get in there and knock someone out or stop someone. But I had a few mistakes as I got older, as I was growing, where I missed weight, and it made me just think, what am I doing here? Get on point with it. Because as soon as you start to do stuff like that, promoters don't want to work with you.
Right.
You get a bad rep. And this were about 7-8 years ago now, and I haven't done it since. I've made sure I've been on point with everything. To be honest, it's down to me, my missus a lot as well. She looks after me. She goes out and works hard all day, but whenever I get in from gym about 7, 8 o'clock, there's healthy food there for me and stuff.
What kind of food do you eat? Do you specify? I mean,
Not
do you have like a...
A lot of people cut out carbs and stuff. I'm training so hard and sweating all day and burning so much calories in my PTs and stuff. I don't need to cut out my carbs.
That's a big factor. Like, people need to understand that when they're talking about low-carb diets, it really depended upon how much exercise you do.
Yeah.
If you're running twice a day and you're doing 3-hour workouts in the afternoon, like, you're going to need some carbohydrates.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to cut them out. Even in the last week, a lot of people were saying, it's last week, fight camp, weigh-in's coming up, I need to cut my carbs out. I'll still get up in the morning and have a massive bowl of porridge. I'll still have rice for my dinner and my fish and my salad and stuff like that as well. I don't need to cut it out. But like I said, that's down to how much work I'm doing and stuff like that. Yeah.
The amount you're burning. I mean, Jesus Christ, the amount of calories you must be burning.
Well, I had
insane.
my watch on the other day, and I think I'd done something like almost nearly 5,000 or something ridiculous. And I
5,000
calories. I wore it all day from my training and my PTs and stuff like that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Just think about eating 5,000 calories
Yeah, exactly.
a day.
You can't. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, do you limit the amount of personal training you do? Because like,
as the fight gets close, I have
imagine.
to. If I'm not got a fight coming up, I'll only train once a day just to keep sharp and keep on top of my game. I might be able to do 7 hours, like, no problem. And but as the fight gets closer and closer, I'll cut down because obviously I don't want my body being tired. I need to be. I've got a lot to lose every time I fight.
Right.
I'm like. This is a brand now with these seminars and stuff as well, so I need to make sure I'm going in there as on point as I can be.
So you think about it that way. You don't think about. You think about it as like you're basically a business.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And I've got a lot riding on it every time I fight. I think there has been for a long time now. I mean, like, all the country gets behind me, but there's a lot of player haters out there as well who want to see me lose, and they love it when I lose. And
yeah,
tell me who they are. I will hunt them down with your bow.
Well, there's no getting around that, man. If you're doing well, there's going to be people that hate you.
Exactly.
And a lot of it, really, they just hate themselves. That's really what
there
it is.
You go. I mean,
perception is projection.
Well, yeah, I mean, what it is they see someone who's out there who's exceptional, and it makes them compare their own life to this guy who's out there smashing everybody with 108 fights, and they go, fuck that guy. He's a pussy.
I put a video on me kicking the pads the other day, and I got about 4 or 5, well, I probably got loads more than that actually, but there were 4 or 5 comments that I noticed saying, kicking that wrong. I thought, I'll just click on the profile, just have a look at them. They're all just selfies of themselves eating chocolate bars, and one of them with a dog. They're all about 175 kilos.
Someone
you know
told you that you're kicking wrong.
Yeah,
we put a
video up the other day. I was holding boxing pads for Liam while he's out here. I just hold some boxing pads.
I saw that.
And
Holy
someone said,
shit.
"Yeah, you're dropping your left hand." I was like, "All right then, thanks, fucking Sugar Ray Leonard."
If you ever have a fight, you're going to get knocked out.
Oh,
what
God.
do you mean if I ever have a fight?
As a 109th fight. It's just hilarious that someone would actually say to you that you're kicking wrong. Like, if anybody, all my friends out there that get flustered by people criticizing them on social media, I want to point them to that. Yeah. Liam fucking Harrison, someone's telling him that he's kicking wrong. That makes me want to cry. I'm laughing so hard. That's how fucking stupid some people are. But that just shows you that when you have an open forum where anyone can comment, anyone can say something, you're going to run into a certain amount of those people. There's just no getting around it.
Yeah, definitely.
And you just can't can't look at the comments. You know, you can't read that shit. You know?
You just get assassinated from all corners.
Well, the thing is, those people, they might not even mean what they're saying. It's verbal diarrhea. They're just blah. They're just angry. They're upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, though, even if I looked at someone's video and I thought their technique wasn't on point or anything like that, I wouldn't even go on and write it. I mean,
Right, of course.
what gives you the right to go on and like try and put someone down or putting some? Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is
You'd
what I
ring
was
me,
going to
though.
say. Is that
We go,
Vinny,
"Hey, have you seen him?"
this?
Fucking hell.
Of course, if it was a competitor or someone like that, and you know, if maybe someone's getting undue accolades,
Yeah.
and you're like, this guy ain't shit,
Yeah.
you know, or if someone
But
you're
not when,
supposed to
not
fight.
when you're like 420 pounds sat around just eating burgers all day. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Do you know what I mean?
Bet he can eat more than you, though.
It's a good point.
maybe not. You need 5,000 fucking calories, man. You know,
It's true.
I've sit down with some fighters and you watch them eat, and you're like, where the fuck is all that going? You know. I mean, there's very few things in life that burn off more calories than throwing kicks, you know, and especially the way you throw them. And like that, just the amount of fucking energy you're generating.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm on the pads and stuff like that, every training session I put 100% in, especially when I'm on the pads.
Your pad work is fucking awesome to watch. It's very inspirational. It's very fun.
Obviously, as well with that, that's just a little clip of what I'm doing on the pads. I mean, my old pad work ain't just me trying. Well, sometimes it's just me trying to smash the pads to pieces, but obviously there's a lot more technical aspects to it.
Right.
And that's just like a little clip where I'll look through what someone's filming and go, oh, that was good, so I'll put it up.
Right.
But obviously there's bits where Richard's stopping me and putting me right what I'm doing wrong, technique, working the game plan and stuff like that. They're obviously just little snippets that I just put up of me doing things wrong apparently. But that's obviously there's a sparring and all the different technical side to it as well as that. But I mean that is like my style, but I don't fight totally just like that, just smash. You've got to be
Of
smart
course.
about it,
Yeah.
especially at the level I fight at. If I just started smashing things like that, I'm just going to walk onto a shot. That's at that level, it's going to be game over.
Yeah, there's no way. Now, do you, in between fights, do you train with people that have other styles or different styles, like maybe some Kyokushin guys or someone who's doing something different?
I train a lot of MMA fighters at the minute. I've got quite a lot of guys coming to me. I've been doing a bit of work with Mark Diakisi from the UFC. He's been training me a little bit. He's out in Florida now training there. There's a gym in Leeds where I'm from called AVT. It's like a real hotbed, some top MMA guys out there. I've got a young kid called Louis Lee Scott, 17 years old, 7-0 in MMA. He'd been doing Muay Thai, but he's going to be an absolute superstar in MMA, no doubt. His style, what he's got going on is so good because he's got the stand-up that we were, but we found like a medium to pull that into the MMA. So his eyes are on point, his movement's on point, but he still finds himself in the positions to land the Muay Thai strikes with all that power, still generate the power and still be out of there in fast enough and quick enough not to be getting taken down and losing balance and falling all over the place. So watch out for him. He's going to be
Yeah, he's
definitely
a good kid. He's just signed with MTK, which is Mac the Knife Global, which I'm going to be working with. They've got boxers, so I work with the mind side of that. So they're getting onto it now. But they've also gone into the MMA side.
Till signed with them as well.
Yeah, Darren
Till signed
so
with them.
they've signed them too. Like they've got boxers. They've got Billy Joe Saunders, who I know you like, and Tyson Fury and blah blah blah. But they've also got an MMA side run by Kieran Keddle. And yeah, they've just signed Louis. Louis is exceptional.
Well, the UFC's now coming to Liverpool, and
Yeah.
Darren Till's going to be in
My
the
home
headline.
city now, yeah.
But he doesn't have a fight yet, correct?
No, nothing
No,
confirmed
not
yet.
yet.
No.
I'm hoping it's going to be Usman. They're talking Kamaru Usman and him
Yeah.
are going back and forth
Yeah.
on Twitter. That guy gets no love. Kamaru Usman, 7-0 in the UFC, smashes everybody. Everybody's scared of him. Nobody calls him out.
I don't think. Yeah, Till. I'm pretty sure Till won't be scared of him. He'd love it. Till, won't
They loves
he?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Till's. They've been going back and forth. I
Yeah,
think
he
Till's
loves
the
it.
guy for him. It's
Yeah, definitely. What fight that'd be?
and the stand-up wise, Till has a massive advantage, and then on the ground, Usman should have an advantage.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting
Yeah,
fight.
interesting fight.
Usman's a fucking tank too. That guy's a fucking
I'm
animal,
not
man.
aware of
Well,
him.
yeah, I've not seen too much of him, but
It's because everybody's scared of him. They can't get fights.
well, there you go.
Usman is a fucking stud. I mean, that guy is no joke. He like. There's very few people calling that guy out.
Yeah, but Till will be loving that.
Oh yeah, Till's the one that's calling him
yeah,
out.
there you go. He thrives on stuff like
Yeah.
that. I've known Darren since he was 16 years old, and we used to train together like Muay Thai back in the day. He used to come over to my gym, Bad Company, with his coach, and we used to work together and I'd pad work him and do bits with him. And he's always had that attitude, and never been scared of anyone. Always been like, yeah, whatever, bring it on, bring it on.
I believe him. There hasn't been a single guy in the UFC with one fight that's got as much hype as that guy.
You know-
one fight fights Cowboy, smashes
Yeah.
him. I mean, you see what he did to Cowboy.
Yeah,
Cowboy's
well, everyone knew then he's
world class.
the real deal as well.
He's always
then.
been special. He's one of these kids, like when I seen him growing up, he's one of these kids that just comes and he's special. And I mean, the city's behind him, everyone, because he comes to our gym where I train, Four Corners Gym with John Gillies and Bawley and all them and Mick and Alan. And he comes down there, sticks his head in, but he doesn't train. But I've trained there, but he comes and sees us and he's a great guy. But his coach, Colin Herron, I grew up with kind of, because I was trained with Ty Goldmaster Sken and we used to do demos and stuff, because believe it or not, I used to be all right. And but Colin was always a little bit better. And since then, he's got Carbon Gym, and he's had UFC fighters from Liverpool. But he's got this star in Darren, and the whole city he gets a bit like him in Leeds. They just get swamped by people.
Now, was this when Darren was fighting Muay Thai that he became popular?
Yeah, well, when he fought Muay Thai, didn't he? He were always like one of the most naturally talented kids you would ever see.
He's with Simon Audley, then a different coach.
Yeah, he used to come down to our gym, and he'd have a fight coming up, and he would just be wiping the floor with everyone. He didn't even really train hard back then either. He used to come down, he was a young kid, he'd mess around, he'd run riot and didn't really hardly train, but still turn up, fight and win. Since then, someone with that natural talent, he's now got that dedication, that hard work. So someone who's that naturally talented and who's going to work that hard, that's going to be a force to be
southpaw.
Force to be reckoned with.
When he stepped in and caught Cowboy with that left elbow, did you see that fight?
Yeah.
When he stepped in and just drove up that elbow and smashed Cowboy's nose, you're like, wow, that was fast.
He cuts distance so quick as well. But Colin, his trainer, he trained Mudakwan, is it? Taekwondo?
Mudakwan, yeah.
Yeah, he was like black belt at 11 or something like that. And, he's just, Colin takes no bullshit. Colin just says, that's the way it is, a bit like Richard. That's the way it is, that's what you got to do, that's what you're doing. And since Darren's had that influence in his life, like Liam said, and obviously the story about him going to Brazil, he's just been another level.
What makes a guy naturally talented? Like, you take a guy like Darren Till. Like, when you say naturally talented, like, what is about a guy like that just picks things up quicker?
I don't know. It's hard to explain. Some people just walk into a bad company gym and they'll have 2-3 lessons and they'll just be able to, they'll have that flow, the movement, the rhythm and stuff like that. And Darren was like that ever since, I remember when he first started, I remember his coach saying, I've got this kid, you need to see him. You need to come and look at him. Southpaw, you should see him kick. He's only been training a few months. And when I saw him, I was like, he looks like he's a seasoned pro, 5-6 years of training. We've had plenty like that walking in our gym at Bad Company. And they'll come in, they'll have a few fights and they're like, oh, it's all right, this. But as soon as it gets hard and the level steps up and they realise how hard they have to work to actually compete at that level, that's the end of them. You don't really see him anymore. And it's like the biggest waste of talent you've ever seen. We've had plenty like that walk through our gym. Yeah. It's not many.
Talent's not enough.
No, not when you get to that level. It is to a certain level when you can get yourself out of jail, but when the level steps up and everyone's working hard and people who are as talented as you are working hard, then that's when you're going to be in trouble. That's why Darren's gone off and done what he's done. That's why, and shown what he's all about.
There's this class, my youngest daughter, she's 7. She takes martial arts, takes this mixed martial arts class. There's this 5-year-old in this class, and they're doing drills in the bag, and I'm watching this 5-year-old kick the bag. He's got his hands up high. He's moving like this. Da-da, bang! Turns the hip over, perfect, even his switch kick. And I'm watching this 5-year-old, and I went over to his parents, and I went, if I was like a coach that was looking to recruit a fighter at a young age, I'd grab that fucking kid. Like, that kid's special. Like, there's something that he figured out at 5. At 5, all the other kids, you're looking at all the other kids in the class, they're flailing their arms all over the place.
Not paying attention.
They're kicking up. They're barely. This fucking kid is like this. His hands are glued right below his eyes, like bang, bang, crack, bang, bang, crack.
Well,
at 5.
Our kids' class at Bad Company, I don't like training upstairs at the same time when they're on because all the technique is so good. It's embarrassing sometimes. You look at them all and you think, like, from 6 to 12, these are amazing. But like I say, it's only the ones that really want it, who are really willing to put the hard work in, who will go from the next level and the next level and the next level. Because a lot drop off, no matter how talented they are. Not a lot of people like having to go to that place where you need to go to get to a good level.
Yeah, he doesn't like people watching him when he can't do things well either. Like when he's learning things, he likes to go over in the corner and practice things on his own. It's like very interesting when you watch like someone who's just got like a special inclination towards something.
There's a kid called Shay Williams from Liverpool, and all the blokes are talking about is 8.
8.
I'm friends with his dad, Mick.
8.
Yeah, he's 8.
Everyone's talking
And
about an 8-year-old.
everyone's- all these guys, you know, these big, sort of strong, like, all right, mate, fucking hell, have you seen that kid? He's fucking brilliant. That 8 years of age. Lovely kid, but he's just one of these kids that can do everything.
Yeah.
Look, Dad, I can balance on one hand.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
the best video on YouTube is that we saw the other day as well. Them 2 young, the black American
Oh,
kids.
yeah.
Oh, my God.
The boxing coaches.
Yeah, yeah.
That kid's amazing.
Did you see that?
Yes.
And the coach and what he was saying, the one holding the pads.
He was right.
He knows more than most boxing trainers I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life. It was
And he's like 5 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
And the hand speed. Pop, pop, pop,
Unbelievable.
pop, 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 pop. Amazing. Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, best video I've seen all
Yeah,
year.
he's-
That was
he's wicked.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that whoever fucks with that kid in school,
Yeah, they're in trouble.
that's a big problem.
Maybe it's that kid that sent that thing saying you're dropping your left hand. If it is him, you
If it
better
is
fucking
him,
listen up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you better listen up,
I'm
man.
sorry.
you're getting hated on by 6-year-olds. Yeah. It's I think it's interesting today too, as opposed to in the past, that you can watch videos like that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, before you'd have to like watch a VHS tape and sit down and analyze it and pause it. Like now you could be at a fucking bus stop on your phone and you could watch world-class fighters instantly. Instantly.
The
You
thing,
just-
the thing with that is as well, though, with the internet, as well as being able to watch world-class fighters instantly.
Here's a kid.
What?
Look at this
Oh,
kid.
there.
That's him and his dad, I guess. Look at that fucking technique.
Unbelievable.
Look, it's incredible. He ducks under. I mean, everything. Blocking punches. Fucking amazing, man. Look at that. He goes to the body. That's crazy. I mean, he looks like he's 4. That's a different kid. That's an even tinier kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very impressive.
But yeah, the thing with the internet as well, though, what's starting to happen now, though, a lot especially in the UK, people will say, right, we try to match a show. Right, we've got a guy here, he's had 3 fights, your guy's had 3 fights, let's match him. And they go, oh, no, give me his name. I need to search him on YouTube, I need to search his Facebook,
Right,
I need to
right.
search this. So as well as being a blessing, it's a curse for stuff like that, because back when I started fighting, I would say, Richard would just go to me, I'd walk in the gym, Richard would go, you fighting on Saturday? This might be on Wednesday.
Right.
I go, all right. And then
Yeah.
that would you turn up Saturday, you have your fight. But now it's like, I want to know his name, his gym, what's his Facebook.
Isn't that a badge of courage, too, to be able to do that? Like, that's something that people would always admire. Like a guy that would come into the gym and someone would say, would you like to fight this weekend? They go, fuck yeah.
Yeah, Martini man, anytime, anywhere,
Yeah,
any
let's do
place.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is what you're here for.
Everyone in
right?
our gym's always been like that.
Well,
But we haven't
I'm
known
sure
any
it trickles
difference.
down.
Yeah,
from
of course,
you.
from Richard.
Yeah.
The thing
from
is,
you
as well,
guys.
we've got a big junior circuit now with Yokkao. We've got Yokkao Next Generation.
How do you feel about that, about little kids fighting?
They don't fight head contact.
No head contact.
Yeah,
Just
so
leg
that it-
kicks,
Yeah.
body kicks.
Yeah, so
body
it
punches.
makes them more skilled, does that?
Yeah.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
more skilled.
Yeah, catching
for
kicks,
sure.
low kick, push
Yeah.
kicks, and everything. I mean, some of the kids we got another kid.
They
called,
can't head kick either?
No,
we
just
got a
strictly
kid-
body.
We got
Okay.
some kids from Richard's 2 sons.
Yeah, Finley and Fergus.
Yeah, and we got
Joe Ryan.
Lewis George, Joe Ryan, who's
And what year do
Riley,
you let
Riley
them?
Smith.
Well, Joe Ryan's just 13. He's just fought pro in Thailand and knocked out, I think, an 18-year-old Thai
Yeah,
boy.
so's Riley Smith.
Whoa. He fought pro in Thailand when he was 13?
Last week.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, there's a
That's-
video on
Where the fuck
YouTube.
are his parents?
Yeah, but they were there with him. But this kid is special. He's taller than me. He's 13. He's taller than me.
Wow.
He fights at about 59, 60 kilos. I've done a lot of work with him 1-to-1 as well. His dad has done an amazing job
Yeah,
with
he
him.
has.
Is he unbeaten in 36 fights?
He was unbeaten in 36 fights.
36
but
fights and he's
lost-
13.
I think he lost in the IFMAs
in the final.
in
Yeah, yeah.
Russia, against a kid that was like 16 and they weighed 4 kilos heavier. We've got another kid called Riley Smith, Jonathan
Yeah, just,
Haggerty.
yeah.
We've got some
Keep
kids.
this thing close to your face.
Sorry.
Just-
We got
you
some
can move it around there.
We got some right kids that are coming through. Jonathan Haggerty, who's just been on Yokkao special, 20 years old, beat a great fighter, veteran called Keith, and brilliant
Now,
fight.
what kind of program do you have for these young kids? Do you have classes based on age groups? Do you have classes based on weight classes? Or do you just have kids classes?
Well, at Bad Company Gym, the kids' classes, 6 to 12-year-old, there's about 40 or 50 sometimes in our kids' classes, and there'll be about 3 or 4 of the instructors taking it. Fighters will all be up in the ring, fight training, intermediates be in the middle, beginners down at the end. So everyone's got someone catering for them, helping them bring through. All the fighters are working together. Watching them, it's just like watching the mini version of all our fighters upstairs. It's class to watch sometimes. I like just going and watching them all training and sparring with each other and clinching and helping each other. And then a lot of them will stay behind after the class and really put in the extra hours and the extra work. And it's good watching. Sometimes you'll see someone come in the gym and they'll walk in right shy, and then I'll look at him again 2 months later and I'll see him on the pads going bam, 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 and he's like looking around going, yeah, see that? It's class watching that happen, do you know what I mean? And you see him going through from being like walking in gym being a shy little 7-8 year old boy, and then smashing the pads and having the first fight. Our junior team is so good because obviously we've got Richard and Lisa training them, but my cousin Andy, he's also a 5-time world champion. He's doing PTs with a lot of them. Joe Craven's only like 19 years old, but he's so good with the kids as well. So they've got a wealth of experience. And like I say, they're all just going bap, 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 and then next minute they're up there fighting and just smashing it. And I think we had 18 fights for our junior team last week, and I think we won something like 16. So
now, I'd asked you earlier when we were working out together, you've never really considered fighting MMA.
No, like I say, it took me a long time to get where I am in Muay Thai. And let's be honest, who's going to stand up in front of me if I had to go in a ring? I'd have to get my ground game so good.
Right.
It'll take me a long time. And to be honest, I'm really I love Muay Thai. I love fighting Muay Thai, and I think you can only be good at something that you're passionate about. If I got in there and I thought, well, I'll do this because there's a lot of money involved in it, I wouldn't be where I am. I fight Muay Thai because I absolutely love it.
Your style, though, it's really interesting. It would apply very well to MMA.
When I'm teaching the MMA fighters that I do train, I think I have got that good medium of how the striking needs to be, and without getting taken down and off balancing yourself. Because I'm not arrogant enough to go in there and say, right, Muay Thai, you need to do this. In MMA, you need to fight like a Thai and do that. I'm not arrogant enough. I know there has to be changes, and I think I do spot that well, and it does work with the fighters I train. But like I say, I love fighting Muay Thai. That's where my heart is. And maybe if someone came over and said, "No, there's loads of money. Do you want to?" Maybe yeah, but like I'm a stand-up fighter.
Right.
So
have you done any wrestling or jiu-jitsu or anything?
I haven't.
Like that?
No. I've always been so concentrating on my Muay Thai fight career. I'm always booked out all year. I don't really get. I've thought about it before, doing it a bit with AVT with Danny Mitchell, but I'm booked out when fights. I've got July, August, October, November.
You're already booked.
I'm booked out all right till the end of the year.
So you do that many fights in advance?
Yeah.
That's very different than like boxing.
A year and a half in advance.
So a year and a half
almost,
in advance?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
no
all
kidding.
penciled in, so I'm not going to have no time anyway because I need to stay on top of my own training just so I'm ready to go from one fight to the next.
And if you get injured?
I have to pull out. I had to pull out. I broke my foot in my last fight in Paris in December. Blocked my foot, split my shin, and I couldn't fight in March. I was meant to fight 2 weeks ago, but obviously I couldn't do that one. Injuries are part of the sport.
Are you back to kicking things now?
I'm back kicking 100%, and back as soon as I get back home, I'll be back in camp ready to go in July.
That's impressive. 3 months later, you're throwing hard kicks.
Yeah.
Now, when you started working with Vinny, what was the big difference? Like, what's the big difference in doing this mind coaching, and like what have you noticed improvement in?
My awareness, like the stuff with the Hakalal that we're on about, and the anchoring it. Your awareness increases so much.
When you anchor, what are you thinking? When you smash your gloves together at the beginning of a fight?
I'm sure everyone it'll be different. What I'm doing is when I'm pushing my gloves together, all the stuff we've worked on, like the Hakalal, the awareness, everything's all just coming into me. The warrior, it sticks with me. That word will always stick with me after we've worked before. I'm sure people have worked with him and got different stuff that they're anchoring. Well, that's what I'm anchoring.
When you say anchoring, what do you?
Bringing it in and bringing it all back into here, all the stuff that we've worked on. Like when we did the Anawat fight, the warrior stuff, we also had another fight against Andre Kulbin. I got wrote off by everyone in this fight. He'd been to England twice before. He'd knocked out 2 of our top guys in the weight above me. So I stepped up in weight to fight him, and I went and did a bit of work with Vinny then, and there were a few key words that we said then. One of them were visible damage. And what were the other one?
Hot knife through butter.
A hot knife through butter. Because I said to him,
hot knife through
butter.
So you guys and your goddamn accents. Would you learn how to speak American English?
See what?
Jesus.
Hot knife through butter.
So what I'd said.
It's pretty good. I'm a natural American. I am.
That's pretty good.
What I'd said to Vinny is, I said, I don't just want to beat this guy. I said, everyone's writing me off. I said, I want to smash him to absolute smithereens.
He told me the game plan. He told me the game plan. He already told me what he was going to do with Andre.
I told
Kulbin.
everyone how I was going to win, and no one believed me.
Yeah, and then, but I obviously, because if you didn't mention it, I'm his biggest fan. and what we did, I did a CD for him. So I said, listen to this CD before you go to bed. So I recorded this CD, and it was weird because I was commentating. Thankfully, it was on the main event, wasn't it?
Yeah, main event.
And I was watching it, and it was like playing a video game. Because it was just like low kick, bang. It was just like, and everything and all the thing that I said, kind of cheating in it. Really. I was like, it's like a hot knife through butter, and he went bang, and he just. I mean, if you ever see it, he absolutely destroyed Kulbin, and Kulbin is a legendary fighter from Belarus. And it was just, it went down.
Yeah, every time
perfectly.
I kicked him, I could see I was hurting him, and that's what was coming into my head. And again, it's weird. It's hard to explain unless you actually do work with him. But yeah, it worked again perfect. I know it worked perfect, and that one worked perfect.
What was the game plan that people didn't believe?
I said to everyone, I'm going to stop him in 3 rounds, and because I were moving up in weight, and because he knocked out 2 other top fighters in England from that weight above.
Who did he knock out? He knocked out
Michael Dix in first round, and I think he stopped Imran Khan as well.
Oh, okay.
And I told everyone I was going to stop him. I said his legs too straight. I said I'm going to smash his leg. I'm going to stop him with low kicks. And I said it'll be like a hot knife through butter. And I stopped him in round 3 with low kicks.
Now, when you were creating this CD for him, like, what was the goal? What was your objective?
He told me what he was going to do, so I reaffirmed it. So we did like a trans thing where you go into, you lead anyone into an induction, and then he just played out the fight in his mind, telling him the specifics of what he told me and how he speaks, because you have to use their language back to them. If I said, something that's not in their vocabulary, obviously, I'm not saying you think, but you got
I am.
Ooh, smacking wall. So he had to add lots of what he told me into the CD. So it went in. It works. I've never done it before. It was a gamble. I just thought, when at all costs.
It seems like you could probably do that for a lot of people, right? Like different things that you're trying to work on. If you could just listen to it and on your earbuds or something like that, while you're doing other things.
Yeah, of course. And I have people now who work with me for a year, like clients that want to work with me for a year. They pay me for a year and they just want to ring me and talk about stuff. It's become like a real sort of different than hypnotherapy and just being a therapist in that sort of way. But yeah, it's possible. And look, the reason why we're doing this is because, number one, as I said, he's my friend. But number two, what we do works. Yeah. It's not, these are tried and tested. He's 8 times world champion. I'm his mind coach. Obviously he's got a great coach in Richard and everybody, but what we do works, and people are starting to see the benefits. The feedback we've got from like San Diego Boxing Club, Artem and Jesse and all them, it's been mind-blowing, hasn't it?
Well, there's definitely good states of mind to go into anything that's difficult, and again, fighting is one of the most difficult things. And then there's bad states of mind, and those states of mind can determine the outcome. And just to have something that you can get to in your mind that can put you on the right path, like what you were saying, warrior or hakalau, like these anchors that you're doing, like these different things. Like, I feel like these are applicable for everyday life too.
Exactly.
That this is something that people could really benefit from, like to instead of just being like random and wild with your thoughts and your ideas going into something and hoping that you have a good point of view and a good perspective. Instead of that, like, have these clear paths that you've already thought through.
Yeah, I mean, your mind has to have a clear set.
Yeah,
it has to know a way to go. Think of it like a TomTom or a sat nav. You point that in that direction, and that's the roads it's going to take you to. If you put in the wrong say you type someone in Illinois and you're driving around Los Angeles looking for it, you're not going to find it. So we have to be specific. And what I do is I try and get my programs that I do, various programs that I do, is I have to get what the client wants. And then once I get the client wants, I put that in, but then I find out what's getting in their way through the language. They kind of language it wrong. They say, I want this, and said, yeah, but you're saying that. And it's I love the job. It's such a blessing to be and I'm not being all, rose-tinted glasses, and I absolutely love my job. I love people, like the people with the feedback I've had of getting messages saying, I feel different, I'm happier. There's no better job in the world, not at all.
Well, I mean, better than anybody that as a fighter, the way you think and your mindset, that affects your training, it affects your outcome, it affects how you feel in between trainings. It's like, and then absolutely affects the way you fight.
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, I reckon, like I mentioned earlier, I reckon I've lost fights on points because my mindset's been wrong going into it, thinking, right, this is going to be an absolute war, this. And then I've gone in there thinking, right, I'm ready for war, I'm ready for this, and I've got outpointed. Because I've gone in there thinking that. If I'd have gone in there maybe a bit more relaxed, sharper, on point, I'd have been playing the game. But I won.
You would have adjusted.
I'd have adjusted, but I didn't. But I thought, you know what I mean? Like you just said, it happens. But if you are on point with your mind, that needs to be as strong as your body. Like I said before, you can never, ever be too well prepared. That's why I've gone to Vinny and I have used him, and it has worked for me in massive fights.
Do you meditate at all?
I do the Wim Hof method. Again, Vinny.
We love Wim Hof.
Vinny
Me
and Jordan showed me about that. I remember I saw Jordan doing it one time before a fight. I said, "Oh, what are you doing there?" And he told me Wim Hof. So I asked Vinny what it was, and then I started with the cold showers every morning, the breathing, and again, I've seen massive changes in that, in like my heart rate, and that is absolutely amazing how that works.
His resting pulse rate was 31.
No, Jordan's were 31, mine was 32.
Fuck.
Drat.
You missed it by a beat.
Yeah.
That one beat is
But
everything.
But yeah.
I went to Wim's house. Luckily, I know because I work for Infusion, and they did a little bit of a documentary on him. And I went with Mohammed Kamal, who I know really well, great guy. And we went to his house, and we went in the frozen water and all that sort of stuff. And then I started following and doing this stuff, and I've seen him on your show twice. He's like a Jedi, isn't he?
He's brilliant. There's
He's
something
amazing.
about him. His perspective is and his enthusiasm is not just infectious. It's like it changes you.
Yeah, it does.
Like he changes the way you think about
Yeah, I
things.
want to meet him. I definitely want to.
He's
meet
awesome.
Him. Yeah.
I'll
He's
hook
awesome.
that up. I'll hook that up.
Yeah,
he's
I would
awesome.
absolutely love that.
Have you done cryotherapy at all?
I have, yeah. My friend in Liverpool, Doc, he's got one. Obviously my body gets through a lot of wear and tear. Holding pads takes a lot out of you. And especially when you've got to train twice as well on top of that.
Your fucking forearms, right?
Yeah.
Bruisers,
Yeah,
guys
my,
who kick hard.
my back, and obviously
yeah.
from sparring, my legs are beat up.
Yeah, fucking elbows and forearms.
Yeah, exactly. I get stiff, and after an hard week of training, an hard week of teaching, I do need that. So I go over to Liverpool and I jump in there, and I always come out feeling like $1 million all the time.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. What about isolation tanks? Have you done sensory deprivation tanks?
No, I've never done that.
I got one here. You want to try it?
Hell yeah.
How much time do you got? How much
We've got
time?
enough
We've got time.
You got time?
We've got
Okay,
enough time.
beautiful. We'll
You'll
set
get
you up.
bored. Let me out of bored.
No, you
How long are you
won't,
in
man.
for?
You think that. You go in as long as you want.
All right.
I have one right out of here.
Oh, no,
I fucking love it, man. It's amazing.
He's on all sorts now. Since we've come to California, we've got Feel Supreme, our mates from Matty Murphy's got him on CBD oil. He's doing all that.
CBD's great, man.
yeah.
Hair
You know
follicle
what's
things and
really
stuff.
great with CBD is this fucking. I don't have it here. I left it in my car. I have this lotion, CBD lotion. You apply it topically where you got like bruises
Someone
or
told me about that.
inflammation.
Yeah, I've not tried that
Fucking
yet.
Great, man.
But I got a
that
test
for your
done by
shoulder.
I got a test done by my sponsors. Like, they took all the hair follicles out of me. They tested them all, and so they could test what I should be eating, what's food's good
From
for
your
me.
hair follicles?
Hair follicle test, yeah. Like, they properly sent it off to the lab, and they tested it all, and it came
Why
back.
would they test that and not blood or?
I'm not sure. I've no idea how it works, but they came back and they said, right, this is what you should eat, this is what you shouldn't eat. If this is in your diet, try taking it out, because this is causing like some disruption here and stuff. It really
What
interesting.
kind of stuff were they saying causes? This might be horseshit. Checking your hair. What about your toenails? They check your toenails?
Certain different fruits and stuff like that. They were
Yeah?
saying like raspberries and nuts and stuff were causing some sort of disruption in my diet. That it'd be better if I took them out.
Almonds.
I went to one of those places and they told me to stop eating avocados. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. There's nothing wrong with avocados. You guys are quacks.
I like avocados.
Avocados are great for you. It's like one
Yeah,
of the
great.
best foods you can eat. I'm like, what? Avocado? Fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
But I just want to say, because we've been here for a couple of weeks now, right? The coolest thing I've seen is how the fuck did you hit that target
That
with
just
that
blew
arrow?
my mind. That I could not believe it.
Oh, the archery target?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Well,
that was
I
amazing.
do it every day.
You
That's
are
what it
Robin
is.
Hood. You're from fucking Nottingham. Get over here and kill the sheriff.
45 yards and to hit that little small hole like that is not difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
all
just
right.
done a training session as well, so
Yeah.
you'd have had a bit of a shake.
Yeah,
up.
you were sweating. You just went,
But I just broke the record of kicking that pad, so I was excited.
Hell yeah.
That's what it was.
we were there. We were
Yeah,
there.
I was
We got on
excited.
film. We got on
yeah,
film.
we got it on film. Luckily, we were a little concerned. We had a spliced sound from the other one, but because
Shit happens.
yeah, well, we had more than one recording of it. Luckily, but that thing that Francis Ngannou punched that almost as hard as I kicked that. That's how fucking hard that. Oh, here it is, right here.
There it is.
Francis punched that fucking thing
Right,
almost
it-
as hard as. Where's 152? That's the highest
Yeah.
anyone's ever. That's the highest anybody's ever registered on that thing. Someone will break it. Someone will, I mean, I don't think that many people are kicking that thing.
Yeah,
There's
we're not
a
gonna break
lot
it
of them
today.
around. Not today. Today, bitch. I got that. But yeah, that archery thing, man, it's the same thing as like today when you were showing me different things, like you guys showing me just a little bit of an adjustment changed the power of that kick. Just that little extra.
Yeah, it's all body mechanics.
Yeah.
Every strike, every sweep, everything I teach is always body mechanics, and just like that little bit extra we'll get.
It's the same thing with archery. With archery, it's all about posture and form, and you got to have your elbow up high, and everything has to be perfect, and you're pulling with your back. I mean, there's a lot of parallels between archery and fighting.
Yeah, but you just went, didn't he?
Yeah, picked it up, well, bong.
Because I just watched the arrow and it just went, and I just thought, shit, you don't need to fight.
But I do, like, again, I do that every day.
It's amazing.
You know, I shoot arrows every day, and that's at 45 yards at my house. I do 90 yards.
Wow. Yeah.
Nice. So that's about as far as I'd shoot an animal, though. It's 45 yards. Like, maybe I'd shoot a pig or something that nobody gives a shit about. Like, I shoot it like 70
Stuff
yards.
that we ain't got in
England. Yeah. You lucky you don't have them in England, man. We got problems with them here.
What pig problems?
Oh, they're invasive species.
Really?
They're crazy, and they breed 3-4 times a year. They'll have like 10, 12 pigs a litter.
Planet of the Pigs.
Yeah,
Three or four times a year sounds like my life.
Man, I'm telling
Happy birthday for tomorrow, Lisa, by the way.
Oh, sweetie. You gotta there's videos of pigs in Texas. Texas is so bad that they opened up a highway, and the day they opened it, they built this highway, and the day they opened it, there was something like 40 car accidents with pigs.
Really?
The people were driving by, the pigs were running across the road, and they're just slamming them into them. There are millions of pigs in Texas. Millions.
You know that.
Well, they're an invasive species. They were brought over here in California by William Randolph Hearst. You know that crazy guy that Orson Welles made that movie Rosebud about?
Yeah.
He's also the reason why marijuana is illegal over here, too.
Right.
He made those propaganda articles blaming marijuana for causing Mexicans and blacks to rape white women. It was this crazy propaganda, but it was also that he didn't have to switch his factories over to hemp, because they had come out with a new machine called a decorticator that allowed them to process hemp fiber. Hemp just makes a way better paper. And he had all these paper mills and all these forests that were dedicated to trees they would make paper out of. And so when they came out with this decorticator, they're like, well, hemp is the new industry. He's like, yeah, the fuck it is. And so this crazy asshole, like, literally is the reason why marijuana is so illegal and demonized, not just in America, but around the world. And he let a bunch of fucking wild pigs loose on he has this gigantic estate. These fucking things are everywhere, bro. This ain't shit. I mean, these look more like domestic pigs.
Looks like a nightclub in Leeds, does that?
These are domestic pigs, bro. Jamie, these are not wild pigs.
Yeah, it's shut down a freeway in Texas.
Oh, well, you know what it is though? That's like a truck fell over.
Yeah, they were inside it.
Yeah, but those are like regular pigs.
In Bhutan,
wild pigs would never be around a person like that. They would fucking be out of there.
Yeah.
In Bhutan, it's at a country called Bhutan, and I've heard that they feed pigs cannabis. They eat cannabis. Right?
Sure,
Yeah.
probably tastes good.
But it does.
Make them delicious bacon, gets
You
you
eat
high
that
as fuck.
and then when you get drug tested like Canelo, you go, it's because
It's
of
good
the
at pigs.
apple
Yeah.
pie.
So you guys don't believe Canelo with the clenbuterol?
I don't know. I just love GGG, don't we?
Yeah, enough. True GG's like the Lord to us.
But you gotta appreciate Canelo as well, right? I mean,
Yeah, he's
Canelo's a bad
fantastic.
motherfucker.
He's
Yeah, he's a
fantastic.
great fighter. But I can't see past the GGG win this time.
Yeah, well, I think GGG won the first time.
Yeah, I do, definitely.
I think he was
by
nervous.
2 or 3
The
rounds.
first fight, I think
Triple
he was
G?
nervous.
Really? Why do you think
it was
that?
First pay-per-view fight. And first, big fight.
Yeah, you could
Big
tell early
name.
doors,
Yeah.
couldn't you? He didn't see himself early doors.
Yeah.
It took him till 3 or 4 to get going, but when he did, and then found that steady pressure and got behind his jab,
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
and
brilliant.
And we've seen that little clip that he said he's going to change. So I think he's going to go to the body more.
Yeah,
You
I think he
think
should.
so?
I think he should have done that in the first fight when he was up on the ropes. Canelo really good at evading his right hand, wasn't he? If he'd have gone to the body, then I think
Plus,
I think there's going to be a lot of that, and I think there's going to be a lot more jabs.
Yeah,
Like,
plus
his
what-
jab is a
his
fucking
jab's
piston.
so underrated. Like what he did to David Lemieux, he
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
smashed him to pieces with his jab.
Yeah.
you see what Abel Sanchez said, that when he turns to the right, what happened was the referee was, because he was turning to his left to get away from the right hand.
Yeah.
He was exposing his back, and if Gigi had hit him there, he was worried about getting a point taken off.
So the referee would have called him on
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to punch someone in
Especially if the
back.
referee was as bad as the judge.
Yeah. Well, there was one.
Adelaide Bird.
Adelaide
Was it
Bird,
Adelaide
yeah.
Bird?
Unbelievable.
Sweet lady.
Yeah.
Very nice lady.
Big fuck
I
off
like her.
glasses like that, like massive
Listen, man,
thick
she
rims.
was responsible for some wacky ass fucking decisions.
She's
the
done
last
it a lot,
UFC.
yeah, she's done it a lot,
A
yeah.
lot, and no one does anything about it.
What were the other main boxing ones she did it in?
Holyfield. and
Holyfield,
Lewis.
yeah.
It's called
Wasn't
it a draw.
she a part of the whole Pacquiao, Tim, the fuck's his name?
Who just retired.
Oh yeah, Tim
Desert
Bradley.
Storm, Tim Bradley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah. Wasn't she a part of that as
I
well?
don't know. I know. I think she was part of the. I think she's the one that gave Canelo the draw against Mayweather when he got schooled.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did
I
she
think
really?
it was her, yeah.
That's hilarious.
I think
She should be fired.
Yeah, that was close.
Very nice lady again. Very nice lady.
the Stevie Wonder world of
That's
judging.
crazy that she gave Canelo a draw against Mayweather. I mean, he got fucking schooled in that
He did,
fight.
massively.
Yeah, big time. Did he land? I think he landed, did he?
Not much.
But not much. That was an interesting. Well, in his defense, Mayweather drained him down to like what did he get him down to 152
yeah,
or something?
something like that.
But
Yeah.
they caused that. Did you know that?
No.
They said, "Well, we'll fight you at 152."
Wait a minute, all
And
right.
Elena Delaby went, "Okay," because he said we was going to do it at
stupid.
154, and they says, "We don't care. We'll go down to 152," and they went, "Thanks."
What a
so
stupid
they
mistake.
So they just left themselves wide
They
open
did
for
it
that.
to themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could
Well-
tell he was seriously sluggish in that.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
definitely.
he makes anyone look sluggish, though, doesn't he, to be fair?
Yeah, he does, man. He's amazing. Like what Floyd is able to do, like his control of distance and his understanding of what you're going to do next is so incredible.
Yeah.
Like you see him pop a jab, and then before the guy even throws the right hand, he's like,
He's gone,
ducking out
yeah.
there, and the right hand passes him. He pops him with a left hook, and he's out there.
Yeah.
And he's like, bitch, I knew what you were going to do.
He did that where Marquez did that where he popped him and just ducked
Yeah.
and he was gone right back of him before he even realised
Yeah, and
what
he
was
did some
happening.
great things with Robert Guerrero.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
As
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
we've got a boxer in England called Josh Kelly. Have you seen him?
Yes, I have.
I
Yeah.
love that guy.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of great boxers
Yeah.
over there now. I mean, obviously you have the world champion, Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Do you hear the UFC is going to offer him $500 million
We heard
for
that
some
this
crazy
morning.
contact?
Yeah, we heard that this morning.
I
Yeah.
wonder if that's real.
Do it.
I wonder if it's real.
Joshua versus Ngannou or something.
Yeah.
You can punch artists. Someone's going to sleep.
Jesus Christ. I mean, Francis is a great MMA fighter, but he's been fighting for 5 years.
Yeah.
He just hits fucking unbelievably
Yeah.
hard.
I can't believe that you said he got 120,000 on
I
that
think
machine.
you're like 120 something. I think, find out what it
129.
129, that's so crazy.
Wow.
That's so crazy. That's what I get with a kick. You little legs that carry you around all day.
That is absolutely.
I'm only 100 behind him.
Yeah. Well, in his defense, he's 100 pounds heavier than me, but just what in the fuck? His hands are so big. Every time I shake his hands, I'm like, how is that a person? I mean, it's like shaking hands with a brick, like a giant brick. They're just so big.
I've got little baby hands as well. He'd probably crush mine.
He's a fucking huge dude, man. I mean, and we were talking before about how in his background, he worked as a child in a sand mine, digging sand
Shoveling all day.
just all day digging sand. Like what a great workout that is
Yeah.
for your body.
His whole story's ridiculous, though. Like, say we're almost 5 years ago.
5
we're
years
homeless,
ago,
and now
homeless.
he's fighting for UFC title.
Yeah, and
Gr-
came real close.
Yeah, it's a great
I
story.
mean, if anybody else other than Stipe's so fucking tough and skilled and kept away from him. But you saw what he did to Overeem. K1 Grand Prix champion, Dream champion, Strikeforce heavyweight champion. Francis put him into orbit.
His head nearly came off of his shoulders, man. It was
Fucking
ridiculous.
incredible. And you could see the way Overeem was fighting him too. He's like,
Yeah.
it's like aware that at any fuck up at any moment. Is this it? 129,161. I got 150. What was it? 152.
52.
That was today though. The other day I was super fucking happy with Tyrone Spong was the former previous record 114.
Yeah.
He's got 129,161 with a punch. I got 152 today, bitch. Suck it. But that's with his arms, man. I mean, that is it's
To be fair,
impossible to really overemphasize how fucking crazy that kind of power is with your
His
hands.
arms are going to be bigger than my legs, though, to be fair.
Oh yeah.
No doubt.
Bigger than my legs. See, my legs. Little pins.
Well, a guy like that, I believe Francis is 33. I mean, imagine if they caught him when he was 23.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, imagine that guy. It's like, that's what you were saying before. It's when you get a real champion, what you're getting is the top genetics, the top talent, skill, mindset, and discipline.
Yeah, and they've got that
Yeah.
there, and they want it. It's
Yeah.
wanting it that's the
Yeah.
main thing. Because a lot of fighters, they'll have an hard fight and they'll get out. I've seen this again in our gym. They'll get out, they'll have won, but the fight will have been hard. And I remember saying, them coming back going, that were hard. It's a fucking fight. It's gonna be. It's
course.
meant to be hard.
Yeah.
It's meant. You know what you're signing up for here. You know
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've never seen him again.
Yeah.
So
I can,
even when they've won that,
I can understand that though, can't you? As well. I mean, you
Oh,
have
of
got
course,
to have a
of course
certain,
you have, yeah.
certain amount of real sort of. You was wanted to be world champion pretty much straight away, didn't you? When
Yeah.
you started,
yeah, of course.
you was 19 when you won your first world title. Weren't you?
19, yeah.
That's crazy.
Italy, yeah. And first time I fought Sanchez, I was 21.
What's going on with Giorgio Petrosian?
He's fighting on one championships.
Oh, he's fighting
Oh, yeah,
MMA?
signed. No,
Yeah.
they've got a stand-up.
They've got a stand-up now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
signed like Fabio Pinker, Giorgio Petrosian, Yodson Clay.
They signed Yodson
Yeah.
Clyde?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought Yodson Clyde retired.
No,
No,
he's back
back
again.
He fought
He's
last
back.
month and he won
Took
again.
a couple weeks off.
Yeah.
Said,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
it, this is boring.
Yeah, I've had enough.
Basically.
That guy can fucking punch, man, for a
Yes,
tie.
Southpaw
Yeah.
as well.
Southpaw.
Ooh, that guy starches people.
I
Petros-
remember when Jordan fought him in in Thailand. I was in the corner for Jordan, and Jordan came back at the end of round 2. I went to take his gum shield out. He went, duh. Yeah, I went, why? He went, oh, my teeth are in it. He knocked all his teeth out.
Wow.
It was a
Holy
good close fight though.
shit.
Jordan had a real close fight with him.
Jordan's
Wow.
exceptionally
Yeah.
talented.
He is.
Jordan
Yeah.
was here the first time I came.
Yeah, no, I remember Jordan.
Watson.
Yeah, I mean, it's the level of talent these days is just so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And is one FC really huge in Asia? Like how
Yeah,
big is
it's
it?
huge. Massive.
They've got
Are they like UFC level?
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow,
like
no
Yeah,
massive.
Michael Chavello's doing that.
Is he?
Yeah, he's doing that.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
But
He's a
for
fucking great guy.
what they've done is now I think they've started like 3 different. So they've got the MMA, and then they've got the hybrid, or it's Muay Thai in little gloves in the cage.
Like John Wayne Parrs.
Yeah,
thing, like
CMT.
caged
Yeah, it's like
Muay Thai?
CMT.
Yeah.
And then they've got just stand-up Muay Thai with 8-ounce gloves. And or is it K1?
I think it's
K1
kickboxing K1.
Yeah,
Wow.
with the 8-ounce gloves. So they're going to have 3 separate things now.
There's certain guys that you just see a silhouette of them. Even if you didn't see their face, you would know who it was.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite that is? Sanchai. Like if you saw a silhouette of him just moving around, you'd be like, oh yeah,
I
that's...
fought him 3 times. I'm used to him booting me all over the place.
What is that like, fighting that guy?
Hard. You know what? It wants so much his power, and he's accurate. If he wants to hit you straight on the chin, he'll hit you straight on the chin. If he wants to kick you clean across the ribs, he'll kick you clean across the ribs. The first time I fought him, I was only 21. A real close fight. I just showed him a little bit too much respect. So again, like I was saying about the Anna White fight earlier, I was saying, get me a rematch. I can do better than that. I can do better. And I honestly believed going into that fight, I was going to win. And in the second fight, we absolutely smashed each other to smithereens. I cut him really bad. I rocked him with punches. He hurt me as well with a punch and wobbled my legs. We absolutely battered each other. I remember in round 4, I won the 4th round and he went grey in the corner. I went and sat down. I went, I'm fucking hell, I'm going to win here. I'm going to win. By the time round 5 had happened again, all colour back in skin, I blinked and he'd kicked me about 16 times. I went, how the fuck did he do that? I ended round to my coach and my coach went, because he's Sanchez.
Yeah.
And
He's not a champion for nothing.
It's his eyes and stuff. That second fight, even though I lost it, it's one of my favourites because to be able to push the greatest of all time, well, or at least of the last 20, 30 years, into that deep water, and yeah, I was really proud of that. And it was one of my best moments in sport. And he even said afterwards, one of my toughest fights. But we're good friends now and stuff. And I'll probably go over to Thailand and train with him at some point.
What amazes me about him is his movement. He's very unusual in the way he moves around. A light on his feet.
In and out.
And switches stances constantly and is very creative with his approaches. Like, he does all sorts of weird shit. Like, there's one fight, it's on his Sanchai Thailand Instagram. He's got a guy up against the ropes, and he steps hard to the right, and he throws a left high kick.
Oh, and it takes his head off. Yeah.
And it's like straight up in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
well, if you watch what he does
he's
first,
throwing it like this.
If you watch what he does first, I think he sets it up by kicking the leg and then bringing the other one over.
Yeah.
But he's a master of all stuff like that. I remember first time I fought him, he jumped in the air and I looked up and I got kicked in the leg and I thought, what the fuck was that? Where'd that come from? I was looking at him in the air, but my leg got kicked and I'm thinking, hey, how did he do that? And then when I watched it back, I realised, and yeah, some of the stuff he does, no one else can do that.
He's so creative.
It's artistry, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what you get with
It's
like
his,
Lomachenko
his
as well.
eyes as well.
Yeah.
He sees everything.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's
Lomachenko's
also-
the same. He's artistry.
They're same sort of style. He's the Lomachenko Muay Thai.
Right.
Yeah,
It's also
definitely.
the way he hits pads are different. Like the way you hit pads, it's like, well, he's just tapping.
Pop,
them.
pop, pop, pop,
He's not
pop,
hitting
in
them
and out,
full
moving.
blast. But you don't want to get hit by any of it. But he's like constantly moving.
When he wants to hit hard as well, though, he can. Like I say,
Oh, yeah.
a few times he hit me clean on chin, and I remember thinking, fucking hell, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, here he is,
Yeah.
like working the pads. Like when you see the way he throws kicks, like he's not like,
That's
and
like-
he could probably do that shit all day
Yeah,
too.
he's just so loose and
Yeah.
flexible and bop, bop, bop.
yeah, he's a fucking tremendous fighter, man.
Yeah, and he must be 37, 38 now, and he's still
Is he 38?
37, 38.
Yeah,
yeah.
something like
Wow,
that, yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah, and he's still wiping the floor with most of the
Incredible.
people he fights.
I mean, and just constant movement and attack, his pressure and the volume of strikes that he throws. I mean, he's a fucking unbelievable fighter, man.
Yeah, definitely probably the best without doubt over the last 20 years. I mean, he even
Yeah.
did one fight in the stadiums in Thailand, 2-on-1, and in this one again,
2-on-1?
2-on-1, and this were only about 5-6 years ago. Pet Boonchu, Sagat Dao. So Sanchai were ranked number 1, Pet Boonchu number 2, Sagat Dao probably number 3, and these weren't like lesser fighters than him. He fought him 2-on-1.
How the fuck did he do
So
that?
Sagat Dao got in. No, Pet Boonchu got in for the first 2 rounds, fought, and he went at him and just tried to wear him down and clinch him. For the last 3 rounds, Sagat Dao jumped in fresh. Sanchai won.
Wow.
He won on
Sagat
points.
Dow's a southpaw, Pet Punchu's a clincher.
Yeah, but they're
So
both
that's-
clinches. They're both clinches.
yeah.
They both just tried to wear him down.
That is fucking insane.
Oh, there we go.
So he fought one guy for 2 rounds and then the second guy for
Came
3.
in fresh, yeah.
Unbelievable, man. That is unbelievable.
But look at the size difference as well. They're
Yeah.
both miles bigger than him.
Yeah.
He's like,
Well, he's always fighting bigger guys,
well,
right?
he'd had to do. He give away in the stadiums with how the betting works out there. No one is going to bet if Sanchai comes in at 135 and Pet Boonchu comes in at 135. No one's going to bet because they know Sanchai's going to win.
Right.
But if Sanchai comes in at 130 and Pet Boonchu comes in at 134, then it's evening it up a little bit. Then the gamblers will all get on it, and it's gonna.
That's what's also interesting about Thailand is that the gambling is such a giant part of the sport.
Influences it so big, and it influences the scoring and the decisions and stuff like that.
But what about like guys fixing fights?
You hear about it a lot. You hear about fighters throwing fights, but then they'll get thrown out of stadium. There won't be allowed to fight back in there. You do hear about that a lot. You also hear about people like dropping stuff in people's drinks to try and just like give them a little advantage. So when they're gamblers,
Really?
yeah, that happens
Petrosian
a
said
lot.
to me he got poisoned when he fought.
Petrosian?
Petrosian said to me, whether it's true or not, I don't know, so don't quote me on it. But he told me that when he fought Nonathan Porpramuk, they said that they gave him a drink and he said he was dizzy.
Yeah, and that because
Really?
on that fight, I think they had about $1 million side bet. So it's about 20 grand side bet. Their gym and his gym. So you do hear about stuff happening like that.
Wow, that sucks.
It does.
What's a wild ass fucking place, Thailand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's
yeah,
great
definitely.
though.
I'm sure.
I love it.
Do
It's a
you?
great place. Yeah, I love it. I love going there. The food's there. You know, especially Koh Samui where I go.
Yeah, I love Thai food. man.
Beautiful. Koh Samui's beautiful, but Bangkok's beautiful. And
Yeah, I think I
it's
spent
great
too much
too.
time in Bangkok though. I lived there for like 18 months to 2 years sort of.
You burned out.
Yeah, so whenever I go now, I prefer to go to the island so I can train and then relax. Because when I was there, I was just living in the gym all the time, and I don't think I could do that anymore now. So
Right.
I prefer to now I could go.
Silk sheets, baby.
Yeah, I can train hard, and then I can. Yeah, the thing is, I was locked in a room in the gym with nothing but a fan blowing hot air on me, no aircon. All tired of that, like fast asleep, snoring, and I'm just there sweating my head off and like, having 2 hours sleep a night, and I couldn't do that anymore now.
Right.
Now I go to the island. I can still train just as hard. There's some great coaches there still, but I can go to the beach. I can relax and.
Is that like Phuket? Is that where you go?
Phuket or Samui, yeah, same with Vinny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Phuket a safe place to go to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, Thailand's safe.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, they used to like seeing drunken. Not that I ever drink over there, and drunken stumbling down the road farangs with like ladyboys waiting on
Farangs
motorbikes.
or foreigners?
Foreigners.
You hear horror stories about Thailand in the media and stuff like that. There's horror stories everywhere you go.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I've all the time I've spent there, I've never seen that untoward happen.
Really?
No, never.
That's
never.
amazing,
Even
yeah.
though obviously it does happen, but it happens everywhere.
John Wayne Parr said the same thing. Said
Yeah.
he goes over there, said everyone's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And he did the same
Australia's
thing.
great
Yeah.
where he is. I've been to his gym and spent time with him.
He's another one that if you saw his silhouette, you'd absolutely know it was him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
He's got such an odd style
Yeah.
of movement.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a video of him. Go to John Wayne Parr's Instagram.
Yeah, well, he's changed his style a lot now because obviously when he lived in Thailand, he had to fight the Thai way. Mm-hmm. But like since he's back in Australia now, and he can adapt to do that because he's such a good puncher as well. He can
Yeah.
fight both ways. I'm sure if he ever fought in Thailand, which he don't need to anymore, he's done all that. But if he did, I'm sure he'd know to.
Like, look at this. Like the
Revert
way
back.
he moves. It's 100% John Wayne Parr. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very fascinating. Like if you watched him, you would know for sure. If you didn't see if you just saw the silhouette, you're like, oh yeah, that's John Wayne Parr.
Yeah, definitely.
Guy's 40 as well. I mean, he's got some engine.
41,
on him, man.
41, motherfucker.
Yeah, 41.
41.
And he's fighting again in 2 weeks.
Training like a fucking savage.
Still knocking people out as well.
And one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet.
Yeah. he
Just
is.
couldn't be nicer.
Yeah.
His wife's nice, and
Yeah.
and his kid. Have you seen his son Jesse doing flips and shit?
Yeah, and his daughter's
Like
a
a little
killer.
ninja.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and her fought on the same show in August last year, and she came over and she beat a British girl. And,
Yeah, she did, yeah.
And she's out there
I
smashing it
trained
now
with
as
him
well.
in my garage, and just watching him kick the bag, I was like, "Holy fuck, that guy kicks hard."
Yeah, and he comes down a lot of weight as well.
Does he?
JWP, yeah. I think I've seen him before, and he was like 84 kilos, and then like 2-3 weeks later, boom, 72.5,
I'm a
shredded.
Big fan of Australia. I'm a big fan
I
of
love that
Australians.
place.
They're just nice people,
Yeah,
man.
I
I've
love
never
that
been.
place.
Never been? It's fucking great. Everything can kill you though. Don't leave your
Everything
hotel.
that begins with S, shark, spider,
Yeah.
snake,
Yeah.
Sasquatch, everything that begins with S in Australia will kill you.
Yeah,
and
there's
I
a
don't
lot
like
of
any
shit.
of them things.
And crocodiles. Some
Yeah.
seas. Some
Yeah.
seas can kill you too.
If you're dyslexic, it's fine.
Yeah, it's a crazy fucking place. But you know, that's they're pretty close to Thailand, right? Like,
Yeah.
About a 6-hour flight or something.
Yeah, it's like
it's that it?
It's like their Spain, isn't it? I mean, when
Wow.
English go abroad, they and they go get drunk or go on package holidays, go to Spain. Thailand's their Spain, really.
Is that what you guys do? You go to Spain? Why do you
Yeah.
go to Spain?
Yeah, Mallorca. I love Mallorca. Me and my wife go to Mallorca. a lot.
Mallorca? Is that what it's called?
Mallorca.
Mallorca.
I
Yeah.
got Ibiza with all my friends.
Where?
Ibiza.
Oh, Ibiza, right?
Yeah, yeah,
we say
it's
Ibiza,
Ibiza.
but
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
say Ibiza.
Ibiza, yeah.
But it's a Z. How's it a th? Ibiza.
Same as
How's
like
it?
same like Siobhan. It's not Sayaban.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ibiza.
Ibiza is a
Neve.
weird one. I've heard people say that. I'm like, where
Yeah,
the
it's
fuck are
Ibiza,
you
yeah.
talking about? Write
Ibiza.
that down. And you're like, oh, that says Ibiza. What did you just say? It's Ibiza.
I'm too old to go to Ibiza now. Just be
No,
like,
you're
oh,
not.
wait for all young
Well,
guns.
that's
go.
a Spain thing, right? Like there's a lot of ths,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, true. Yeah, probably is.
Yeah.
Some good fighters from Spain as well.
Fuck yeah. Well, Europe has always had like a ridiculous Muay Thai talent. Right?
Yeah, the French are, I think, outside Thailand, I think it's probably France, then England.
Who's that guy that went to Jean-Marc? What is his name? That
Skaborski.
Yes.
Yeah.
John Charles
Yeah.
Skaborski.
Yeah, he was a great fighter.
Cool.
I remember when he
God,
came into that MMA house that St. Pierre brought me in, he was still
Yes.
drunk and just fucked them all up.
He was up all night drinking at a bar. Like went to a club, was drinking, came in, smelled like shit, had a fucking like a glass with him of alcohol, like, and then put on the pads, like put on the gloves and beat the shit out of
Yeah,
everybody.
we're dropping them all and everything.
Yeah.
But
Throwing
he were,
them around,
I think he
ragdolling
got
them.
to rank number 1 at Rajadamnern Stadium when he was fighting, so he was like top level. And he's promoting now, putting on like real good shows.
Yeah, really good shows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
The
Siam
crazy thing
shows.
about him is he doesn't look like anything.
No.
Like
Yeah.
you look
he
at
never
him,
looked in great shape or
yeah,
anything, but he was like
looks
that when he fought.
Flat, no
But he could-
muscles,
he
but
could-
he fucks people
He
up.
could bang. He could
Danny
rip.
Bill didn't look like that, did he?
Yeah.
But he could catch the legs and sweep
Yeah.
the ties
Yeah,
and
Skaborski,
stand
like,
with
could
them.
Put you to sleep when he
Yeah, with that
Skaborski,
right
like.
hand, yeah. John Wayne Parr beat him though, didn't he?
Yeah,
Stopped
knocked him out. Well, what was great about Skaborski though, he used to fight from 140 up to 165. He won no weight class for him. They
Wow.
just said there's a fight at 165. Do you want to do it? He go, yeah. And then he'd go fight. And so you got fight 2 weeks, 140. He went right, cut the weight down
Wow.
to 140. So yeah, that's why he was so good.
Now, you see a lot of traditional karate style in MMA now,
Yeah.
where a lot of these guys are learning how to fight a different way and throws people off with like front leg side kicks, wider stances, that hopping in.
Is it Wonder Boy who fights like
Yes.
that? Yeah.
But you don't see that in Muay Thai.
Well, talk about Tenshin. Tenshin, the kid from Japan, the new kid. Who is
Yes.
brilliant. That southpaw who I love.
How do you say his last name? Natsukawa?
Natsukawa, yeah. And,
He's a fucking amazing. He's
well, there's
amazing.
there's two actually. There's him and Takaru. And they won't let him fight. They're the same weight. Takaru's just won the K1. I think it's 60 kilo or something. He's gone up
Yeah,
in
we
weight.
showed a video of Takaru sparring the other day, knocking
Oh
someone
yeah,
out.
you
It's
sent me that. Yeah,
horrible, right?
Yeah, it's horrible. But you know, Tenshin it came from originally from karate. He was doing karate as a kid.
And the thing is, he's been knocking out ties as well because he's unpredictable and you don't know what's coming.
So fast as well.
Yeah.
if you can get that balance, and in Muay Thai scoring, it's
Yeah.
going to be a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But for K1,
Yeah.
it's going
Beautiful.
to be yeah.
But there's so many different kids. It's Moroccan kids coming from Infusion at the minute that are just, I'm like, wow, he's amazing. It's just there's a kid called,
Tension's only 18, right? Maybe
Yeah.
19 now.
yeah. We have a fighter called Haruli from Holland, and he's that kid you see, that 18-year-old Tyson Haruli.
Oh, Tyson,
Nabil Haruli, and just knocking blokes, sparking them. He's just like, there's some dangerous boys about. I'm so glad I'm old. I am so glad. Don't hit the old fella.
It is amazing how combat sports, just like kind of any other sport, the new talent just learns from the old ways, and they get better and better. I mean, it's just there's better talent today.
It's just
in boxing.
evolving all the time.
In MMA in particular, because it's such a recent sport. I mean, MMA's really only been around, like, popular since the 1993, somewhere around there. So if you look at, like, 1993 MMA versus 2018, it's a fucking light years difference. But Muay Thai, it's more incremental, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's better, but not as much better.
No.
The Westerners they're coming on so much quicker, aren't they now?
Yeah, and I just think it's the opportunities that are getting thrown at them now with like the likes of Yokkao, the likes of other promotions that are bringing them through, and we've just got some really good, like Daniel McGowan in his last performance he fought, and he's going to go and live in Petchendy now. He's sponsored by them. He was absolutely superb. But we've got some. I'm very proud of our country when it comes to Muay Thai. I'm very, very and proud of it, because I've been in the days where, even before Liam, I've been at 34 years, been involved in it, and just seeing Thais come over and beat the shit out of people. Like we're like, hooray, and they're, oh, fuck, and they're getting proper levered. The likes of this man here and the likes of other people are giving us a better chance. So the fights are more competitive. And Thais are starting to train. They train for Liam. Like, they trained for him. Like, I know that Malai Pet trained solidly for Liam when he fought him on...
Yeah, he'd never trained. Trains 1 week for a fight, don't he? But he was telling people before, I've trained 2 months for this. I've trained 2 months, so...
Where'd you fight him on? What card?
Lion fight.
It was Lion fight,
Yeah,
right?
I beat him on points on Lion fight. Yeah.
Oh, I saw that fight.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a good fight, yeah.
Kept sweeping him.
Yeah. That was a good fight.
One judge give it fucking 50-46 to him.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it Adelaide Bird?
I think so. Adelaide.
Yeah. So Lion Fight hasn't had a fight in a long time. I haven't heard anything. They used to be with Access TV, but I don't think they are anymore.
They're working with MTGP. It's run by Kieran Kedal, who's with the one that MTK.
Yeah, they're bringing
MMA,
it into
I told you
England,
before.
sorting out, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do they have an American outlet anymore?
I actually don't know.
Fuck, they need something in America.
Because they were big, weren't they, as well,
Yeah.
at one point? Like,
They were, like Access TV is Mark Cuban's network, and it's they've got a lot of great fights on it. They've always had like a real good, strong Muay Thai and combat sports.
It needs to get older Yokkao.
Yeah, and well, they have Pat Miletich is doing commentary for MMA this weekend with that, but it's just they're missing, the wide distribution of like a Fox or FS1 or things that have gotten the UFC so popular.
Yeah.
They've got 2 standout fighters as well, really. I think they need more standout fighters to get their fighters like on big shows abroad. They've got Kevin Ross, obviously the Shilling as well, but he's more at MMA and K1, and Ungen Topic, and they're like the 2 that anyone says about, do you know Muay Thai in America?
Right.
Ross, Topic, they're the 2 that come straight up.
Well, Shilling is they're all fighting Bellator now.
Bellator, yeah.
But
they're champions at Bellator.
Yeah,
aren't they?
which is
Listen.
great. I mean, it's great. I'm a big fan of Bellator kickboxing, but again, it's kickboxing. It's not Muay
Yeah,
Thai.
I prefer to watch Kevin fight Muay Thai because he's
I
good
do
with his
too.
sweeps. He's
Yeah.
good with
Yeah,
his
he's good
elbows.
with his
He likes to go to war, so it's exciting to watch him do that.
Yeah.
K1, like you say, it limits what a Muay Thai fighter can do.
Yes.
We've got an English girl called Iman Barlow, who's Infusion champion as well, and she's a Lion Fight Muay Thai champion. She's won 10 world titles. She's had 140 fights, and she's been fighting since she was 4.
What?
Hasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from the Assassin's Gym in Leicester, trained by Dad Mark Barlow.
There's a clip of her, I think.
Quality.
Yeah,
have you seen it where she kicks 10 times, girl 9 times in a row?
Go bam, 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 and everyone lands. Left, right.
What is her name?
Iman Pretty Killer Barlow.
Spell that.
Iman is I-M-A-N, like Iman. Barlow, yeah.
Iman Barlow.
She talks like
B-A-R.
that. It comes from Leicester.
Is that how they talk in Leicester?
Yeah.
She'll batter me if she sees when she sees me. But yeah, she's a great fighter, and
Where's your accent, you guys? Is this Liverpool?
I live in Liverpool, but I'm originally from Manchester.
So what is the difference to your accent and a Liverpool
I
accent?
talk very posh compared to Liverpool.
Did you?
Scousers talk like that. He talk like weg and
Yeah, like
he put a
tilt.
lot.
Yeah.
My
Here
wife
she is
Lisa's
right here.
a Scouser. Yeah.
Is this the one?
Yeah, it's not the fight.
Oh, damn. That's serious.
I think it's Marina's waver there.
Boom, head kick.
Oh,
yeah.
to the body and then to the head.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Boom.
Fuck. Yeah, that's the thing about legs, man. I mean, every woman that weighs 130 pounds is carrying 130 pounds around all day with their legs.
Yeah.
Try walking around on your hands all day.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Women can knock you the fuck out.
She's
Yeah,
only
it's
small,
true.
man. Was she 115?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, she's only small.
she's sound though, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's
It's-
really nice. 'Cause
It's
she's
not
like
unheard of though for a girl to
Yeah.
have 100 and plus fights. It's ridiculous, really, when you think about it. But she's still smashing it, and she's
Yeah,
won,
she is,
She's
yeah.
won about 96%.
Yeah, she has. Yeah.
Well, how old are you now, Liam?
32.
So you're still in your prime right now.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, my last 10 fights, I've probably won 8. The 2 losses have been on points. One to Fabio Pinca, top level operator, and another one and to another French boy. We're both on points. But all my fights in between that, I've either knocked them out or stopped them. And I feel when I'm training and when I'm fighting, I feel like I'm in prime. I feel like I'm stronger than ever. I feel like I'm faster than ever and sharper than ever. I've still got the hunger. I'm still really wanting to fight all the time. It's all I'm concentrating on, as well as I'm training others as well. But my sole intention is I've still got goals. That's the thing. Like I know I've had a lot of fights and stuff, but I've still got goals that I want to achieve and I want to do. And
like, what are the...
well, I won the WBC title in 2015, and you can see I've got a metal plate in my hand there. I broke my hand, and they didn't even give me a chance to. They just stripped me of the belt straight away. They didn't give me a chance to say, right, wait a few months, we can defend it then. They just stripped me of it, and now other people have won it and stuff. So I want to win that belt back, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to say
had
this.
surgery in your hand, they just stripped you?
Yeah, they just took it off me, yeah.
Why'd they do that?
I don't know. I think they wanted the French boy who I went to defend against to fight for it because it was in France. So they let him fight for it, and then he won it and stuff. But now I think the title's vacant or something. I think the champion's moved up weight. It's become vacant again. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I am fighting for it later on in the year against a real strong fighter as well. I don't think it's been released, so I'm not allowed to say it, I don't think.
Okay.
But he's going to be probably one of the biggest fights Britain's seen in a long time. So obviously I've got that looking forward to. In July, massive fight. I'm defending my UK #1 spot. I've been looking forward to this for ages. I've been #1 in the UK for about 13 years, and now there's a lot of talk about a guy, Charlie Peters, #2 in the rankings, climbed his way up, had some big wins, earned his shot. He's got the whole country divided. It's north v south. I'm from Leeds, which is up north. He's from London, which is down south, so he's got the country divided. He's earned his shot, so I'm really looking forward to that.
That's
And,
a bit of a grudge match.
yeah, you could say
A
that's
bit
not
of shit talking going on
yeah,
there.
yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I'm fucking useless at shit talk, though. I like throwing an insult out there. It just don't even make no sense. And I just go, what the fuck have I just done there? Do you know what I mean? And I just look a complete idiot. So.
It's funny, man. Are you either good at that shit or you're
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
Like, Conor's got a gift.
Yeah.
You know? Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
He's got a...
Till's good at it as well.
Yeah.
Louis Leo, I mentioned earlier, he's good at it. I'm fucking useless, so I just keep my mouth shut.
So where's the best way that most people can watch you fight? Like, a lot of these fights, you're going to have to watch them after the fact in America, right?
Yeah, most of them do come straight onto YouTube, or some of
And
them.
Yokao puts them on, they put them on their YouTube channel?
Yes.
And is it just Yokao? YOKKAO?
Yeah, just on here.
Yeah.
I mean, mainly that's the one that Liam fights on. There's a lot. I commentate on them a lot, which I'm very privileged to do. But yeah, I mean, there's other outlets. If you type in Liam in YouTube, whatever, they can watch him.
I love the way you commentate because you always say something and you say, isn't he? Like, he's winning, isn't he? Beautiful
That was a
low
great
kick,
performance,
isn't it?
that wasn't it?
Yeah, like that's an English thing, man. You say something, but then you also want everybody to agree with you.
Well, I think it's kind of I'm quarter Welsh, and the Welsh do that, so maybe that's a DNA thing.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
a polite
I do it all
thing.
the time. Though I say, "Oh, you were good in one it,
Well,
good."
me and you were like, me and you were like that all the time. It was good, that wasn't it?
You just did it then. Me and you are like that all the time, aren't we?
Well, I noticed that when I was in England, just having conversations with people, that's like a speech pattern that people do over there.
I
Yeah.
learn something new every day.
But it's I first heard you when you were doing It's Showtime, when you're doing commentary. I remember hearing that. Like, this guy always does that. He always says that after.
Guys, some of the things. I mean, there was one fight where Mohammed Kamal and Mossab Amrani, And I go, fucking bananas. And looking back at it now, I'm thinking, but they loved it. The Dutch said, yes, we like you screaming like bitch.
Yeah.
So you do it. You have squeaky voice. It makes the fight exciting.
Great Dutch accent.
Dankjewel. So
Yeah.
I spend that much time in Holland anyway. But yeah, it's thanks for that. It's,
They're the real pioneers, right? When it comes to like expanding into Muay Thai and kickboxing. Well, how did that happen? Like the Dutch, it was a Kyokushin base originally, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got to thank people like Johan Vos, Tom Harink, and another Jan Plas. Vos trained Ivan Hippolyte, Ernesto Hoost, Shakariki had Bader from the beginning, Peter Ertz, etc. And they're the pioneers. And then, but now they've got so many good gyms coming through, and so many kids that it's like they fight like you've stole something from them. You know, they just blitzkrieg each other, and
they're like the Thai version of the Thais in Thailand.
Yeah.
The Moroccans and
Yeah.
the Dutch, they're like in K1. They're that version. It's so hard to beat at that sport.
I know Liam loves Muay Thai, and you know I try and talk to Liam about kickboxing, and he just gets annoyed. But it's true though, isn't it? Like,
You get annoyed at kickboxing?
I don't get annoyed at it.
It's just
whatever.
it's just Muay Thai.
You don't watch kickboxing?
I will if Vinny says watch this fight. It's amazing. I'll watch it. I won't go out of my way to watch it. I don't know. I just don't.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I just
Oh
love it. I
he's
love-
very
love-
staunch. He likes what he likes, and that's it. You know.
Well, that's a big thing with a lot of Americans. You know, when it comes to like I've tried to show American fight fans Muay Thai, even like good buddies of mine, like,
Yeah,
how the fuck can you not like this?
Yeah, it's what people like, isn't it? It's like,
I used to like watch boxing, but now I've been watching like movement specialists. You know, been doing all that movement and stuff. I've started doing
Movement
it.
specialists?
You know,
Like
like,
what, like
you know,
Ido
like
Portal,
yeah.
like that
and
kind of
I
shit?
train with a guy called Dan Mitten now, and he's a student of Ido Portal. And I like watching that. And I
Yeah?
find myself just sat there watching men swinging around in rings.
to be fair,
Oh, you know what
I-
that's called? It's called menopause. Like
Is
when
it?
your balls stop
yeah,
working.
that's definitely
To
get
be
in
fair
there,
though,
definitely true of me.
dance.
I worked with Dan not long back, and some of the stuff he does is amazing,
It's
especially
class.
for Muay Thai. Like obviously your hip flex and stuff like that are working all the time. Some of like the different stuff that he was doing. Obviously, I get really tight around my hips and stuff when I'm kicking out all the time. And some of the stuff that he showed me and we worked with, it were unbelievable. I felt so much looser.
Yeah, we love that guy.
Yeah.
Have
definitely.
you ever done any yoga?
No, I did hot yoga once and I nearly died. So I thought, I don't think I'll do that one again. But I should do, to be fair. But I think now that I found Dan and all the different stuff that he showed me, I think that can replace any sort of yoga I should be doing, because this stuff is amazing.
Well, I think it would be a good compliment to your style, because your style is so fucking
Yeah.
You're so like tense and powerful that I would think that like maybe that would like open you up a little bit, make you a little bit more loose.
That stuff that Dan does, it does it like it's opening, using different joints and stuff, and putting me in positions that I'm not used to. And to be fair, it is hard, but after you've done it and after you've done the workout and stuff that he's shown you, you just feel loose and you feel amazing. It's brilliant. It's really,
It's
really
horrific.
good.
I go every Wednesday morning, and I don't want to go. I'll fucking tell you the truth. I'm driving down there. It's an hour away from me, and I'm thinking, fuck this. And then I get there, and it's just a very, very special dude.
How illegal is weed in England?
I'm not into it, me.
Listen, bro. Take 2 solid hits and then go to yoga class.
Mate, if I took
It's
2
a
solid hits, I'd be
life-changing-
hiding around back of my sofa. I'm telling you, it's not for me.
Especially American weed. Get a hold of some of this California shit. You'll be in an orbit.
Serious
But
paranoia.
Two hits and then go to a yoga class. It's like you're on a journey. You're like, you get out of there, hour and a half later, it's perfect, because an hour and a half into the sweating, the pot's worn off, and you come back down. But in the middle of it, you feel like the world's going to end any second now. In the middle of the class, like, there's no way this could be sustainable. There's no way I'm not going to survive. The whole world, you just think about everything that's going on.
Kevin Tracy, get on with Joe. We're like a house on fire. That's my mum and dad. Not me. I can't do it. Don't agree with me.
I love it for yoga. It's one of my favorite things ever. Take 2 hits and go to yoga class.
But the thing is, when you're stoned, you can't not be unstoned quick. You're just like, oh shit, got to
Right.
wait for it to wear off.
No, there's no wearing off quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Caffeine helps a little bit.
Does it?
Coffee.
I remember
Yeah, coffee.
Jordan gave me a drop of cannabis oil before, and I melted into his sofa for about 6 hours, and I couldn't move. And I'm thinking, I'm dead. I'm done here.
I had some
can't get
last time I was here. I had some, and I had some cannabis oil, and I was sat there watching TV, and then I was like, "Fucking hell, are those mine?" and then I got the remote control from the TV, and this guy was going, "No," and I turned him over, and I went, "Ha." To me fucking self, and then I thought, no, it's not for you, this.
Well, it's just one of those things like anything else. You got to ease into it. You got to understand what
Joe
you're
turned us
doing.
into stone.
I like it for just relaxation and reflection, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's also great for like pain management and like, you know, after you're done training, everything's sore, your shoulders, your elbows.
Yeah, well, my mum and dad, they both love it, but I've just never been able to. I remember I tried 2 drags before and I nearly had a fucking paranoid attack. I had to go hide.
got to dig a little one. But those are.
Well, I'm
those
that
are,
type of guy that I'm all or nothing, do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
like
I'm sure.
Yeah, with every aspect, so.
Yeah, if you approach pop the way you approach Muay Thai, that could be a real fucking
big
problem.
mistake, yeah.
I tried holding pads for him. I was holding pads for him the other day, and I said, right, just bang. No, just bang. Just bang. Okay, just bang it then.
So you're trying to like get him to settle down, and he.
Yeah,
just,
I mean, I'm nowhere near the level of his coach. I just hold pads in the way that I can. I'm more of a holding pads for boxing, because there's no way I've held pads for Jordan Watson, and I am not holding pads. I'm not experiencing that again. I'm an old man, and I'm not holding pads for him.
Jordan kicks twice as hard as me as well. His kicks are absolutely ridiculous. He'd probably break straight through that machine out there.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
an
like to get him in here.
Absolute
Get some-
nightmare holding pads for him.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him fight.
Yeah.
I saw him fight Giorgio too. Got caught with that crazy right
yeah.
hook.
Yeah, it was a fatal mistake, that.
Yeah,
You know, Giorgio Petrosian's got such good eyesight that he's just... I
one
knew
mistake
about
with
him.
him and you're done.
I knew about him years before, didn't I?
About
So
15
And I was
technical.
telling everyone.
About 15
this
years
kid-
ago.
Yeah, this kid. My boxer fought him. And we went in and we heard about this kid. Oh, Giorgio Petrosian was like, right, whatever. Yes, he's unbeaten, blah, blah, blah. I thought, fuck off. They're just trying to scare you, don't worry. My boxer went out. He was a great fighter himself, Rick Barner, lovely kid, got his own gym. And fought, blah, 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 slipped, got caught, dropped. Body shot, and then he got up again, body shot, leg kick, bang. And he come back and he said, I could have done this, I could have done that. I said, you fucking couldn't.
I'll tell you what, the
I
most
said, this kid's special.
impressive thing about him as well, 'cause I used to watch the videos that Vinny used to send me and I think, oh, well, he looks all right. I commentated with Vinny once live on him, and I just saw the subtle stuff that he does up close, you know, the little slips, the little step off from southpaw. And I just said to Vinny, I'd like took the mic away, I went, this is fucking unreal. Just the subtle stuff, which is what makes him a level above anyone else. He's the greatest
doctor.
K1 fighter of all time.
Yeah, and I mean, what he does is it negates your rhythm. So when the Dutch fight mainly in combination. They fire fast hands, fast kicks. They fire them straight on, but he negates that first shot. And then he'll step off, so you can't
that's
reach
subtle.
him.
We
with
said in
it.
the game, he puts that right palm out.
Yeah.
He fights southpaw,
Yeah.
puts that right palm out, and he throws a lot of teep kicks off that right front leg.
And he's strong as well. I think he's deceptively strong. He's Armenian. He's not actually Italian. His real name's Gevorg. They call him Giorgio Petrosian, but his real name's Gevorg. They changed it because it's more palatable for the Italians. But he's a very, very special individual.
So technical.
Yeah.
And a really interesting guy to watch him train too.
Yeah, I love watching him on pads. 'Cause nothing's done over hard or anything. It's all just done perfect.
Yeah.
Every shot is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like everybody's got their own style. That's one of the beautiful things about Muay Thai is that like the art is very straightforward. You have your 8 weapons, but it's like how you apply those is all based on creativity, your own personal preferences.
Yeah, that's the great thing about like when you watch the top ties in Thailand, you'll have a technician, but then you'll have a big clincher, and they might be getting the floor wipe with them outside the clinch, but as soon as they grab hold and they start banging them big knees in and stuff, it's going to make the fight a lot more interesting. It's then the technician's job to keep him off, to teep, to move, to score with the kicks. That's what the great thing about Muay Thai. That's why I love it so much.
Well, that's why I think it's the best striking style, is because it incorporates so much grappling.
Yeah.
There's so much sweeps and clinch and knee work and controlling the back of the neck, and it's just. It's so effective to take that out. Like when I watch a boxing match and they're like, break. I'm like, why are you breaking?
Yeah.
Go back and watch old Jack Johnson fights. You ever watch old Jack Johnson fights?
I've never seen that.
Jack Johnson
locking horns.
clinch the shit out of
dirty
everybody.
boxing.
Clinch everybody.
Well,
and
Matt
fucking
Skelton
wear
did,
them
didn't
out.
he? Matt Skelton used to do that. Was a heavyweight from England, and he used to clinch. But I've since been working with Liam and doing the seminars that we've been doing. I've been doing it a long time, and I'm watching him, and I'm going, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And it's been brilliant for me to fall in love with Muay Thai again, because you'll see what he does in it. I didn't know that. How did he?
Well, there's so much to boxing, right? I mean, when you see a guy like a Floyd Mayweather or a real technician like Lomachenko, there's so much to learn. Now add leg kicks, knees, head kicks, elbows, clinch, all this other stuff. I mean, Muay Thai is almost never ending.
I say all the time, I've been training nearly 20 years and I learn every day. every day I will learn just something new, whether it's from someone in the gym who I've been sparring, whether it's from my coach Richard, whether it's from a YouTube video, watching a fight in Thailand or something. I'm still learning every single day. And I remember my trainer from Thailand, Jitty, when I was living there, he was saying I'm 50 years old, I've been doing this 40 years. He said I learn every day as well.
That's amazing.
It's never ending. That's why I'm in love with it so much.
Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu is very similar.
But I could imagine, I could
imagine
MMA being exactly the same with the wrestling, the Jiu-Jitsu, everything.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that on the outside you don't see it, but the closer you get to it, the more you realize, like, wow, this thing is like never ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll be honest, I've not met anyone that I'd really dislike in it. They're all pretty decent, aren't they? Nice people.
Yeah,
You meet in it, they knock fuck out of each other, then they're like, cheers.
Well, talk about a character developer.
Yeah.
I mean, what develops your character more than combat sports?
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you find out who the fuck you are.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we'll come back to what I was saying earlier. You find out who you are. Some people think, fuck this, that ain't me. Other people say, fuck yeah, let's do that again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all the best fighters are all the best people you're going to meet as well, I think. Like, look at how much of a gentleman Petrosian is. He is, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
absolute.
Do you know what's funny about the fight with Jordan and Petrosian? They're very similar characters. They're very, very nice people. I mean, Jordan is an absolute. You wouldn't think Jordan was a fighter. You
No,
really
when I
wouldn't.
met him, super sweetheart.
Lovely guy. And all right, but you know, and then like, at the end of the fight with Giorgio and Petrosian runs over and puts his head on him. Because he hugs him.
Yeah.
Because I think like attracts like, and I think he understood that. It was a fight. Once it's over, the bells ring. You know, I said to him, because I messaged Giorgio Petrosian, he said, you know, punched another one of my friends, whatever. Congratulations, but don't hit another one of my friends. He'll have me to deal with, as if he's fucking scared. Like it matters. And he said, oh no, he kicked hard. He kicked really hard. He kicked very, very hard. So he was still respectful, you know. He's a good guy.
Well, listen, let's wrap this up. Liam, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, mate. Thank you very much.
It's my honor. And thank you for training with me, too. That was
No
beautiful.
problem.
That was
mate.
awesome for me, man. And people could find you on Twitter at Liam_Badco.
Yeah, get me on my Instagram. That gets updated with all my training.
Did I say Twitter? I meant Instagram.
Yeah, my Instagram. All my training clips, everything I post on there, all my fights, all my seminars, all my upcoming stuff that I'll be doing with Vinny will all be thrown onto there.
Yeah, and Vinny Shoreman, you're on Instagram as well with a Y. Vinny, Vinny Shoreman.
Yeah, and VinnyShoreman.com. Get hold of me. We'll see what happens.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Joe.
Awesome.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Oh, I enjoyed that.